Welcome into the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die.
I forgot we do a thing.
Woo.
Okay.
No.
Feng Shui's okay.
Feng Shui's okay?
For now. I mean, I did fail all my death saves last week. In our hypothetical. Yeah.
Oh. I am Izzi, your lore master. I'm used to looking over there. And with me today, I have...
I'm in a different place and I forgot everything. I don't know how to play. I don't know what's happening. I'm Amanda. I'm not joking. I'm Amanda. I play Iolite. She's an Earth Genasi Circle of Stars druid, and I rolled a 3.
Oh, sad. All right.
I'm going home.
I'm Cuba. I play Ayla, my Rhea. She is a tiefling glamour bard, and I rolled a 12.
All right, not bad, not bad.
That's actually the best
so that's
in
a 15.
weeks.
Pretty good.
I'm Adam. I play Eldon. He's a human Drake Warden Ranger, and I rolled an 8.
An 8. That's not bad for you. What's that, a 12? I think so.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I play Kai. He's a Dampier Hexblade Warlock, and I rolled an 11.
Nice. Not bad, not bad. We got mostly teens.
Take it. We'll take it. Hi, I'm Julie. I play Kethra. She's a human Circle of the Moon druid, and I rolled a 15.
Ooh.
There you go.
Nice.
Highest one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. So we are getting started. New setup where it's going to be some growing pains as we figure out everything, but positive direction. Let's see. Lots of different ways that you can follow our story. We have YouTube and we have Spotify. I think those are the 2 ways. So lots might be an overstatement at this point, but you can also follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Threads as well. And Patreon. You can get early access to our podcast on Patreon. In addition, we do have these new pins that patrons will get access to, as well as anybody who comes and plays in our studio. So, some pictures of these pins will be up on Patreon,
It's like a
too.
membership card.
Yeah, join the guild. For merch...
it's a thick pin.
Merch, we've got tinyurl.com/DDG merch.
That's why he's got the pin, though.
Live by the die, die by the
I
die.
got the old stuff.
Satanic
Okay,
Panic
alright, that's fine.
sweatshirt over here. Dice Dragons Guild. And
Now somebody needs to buy our new merch.
we do have some new stuff. Maybe I'll flash that on the screen at this point.
Now that rolled a 1-1. Buy it. It's my favorite.
For music, we are happily using Monument Studios Fantasy Plus, which you can check out their Kickstarter that was fully funded just a couple of months ago already. We have Michael Gelfi Studios, Alexander Miller, a.k.a. the Boy King of Idaho, and Kevin MacLeod Incompetech, which you would have heard everywhere because he's great and lets everybody use his music for free. So you're going to see that or hear that in our ambiance and our background music, and links are going to be in the show notes. Cons and events. There is a Regia Boston, January 17th through 20th that I had planned on going to, but we shall see. That is more of an author book con. And I am recording an audiobook for my friend, and so I'll be there just representing that project. And then Captain Con, January 31st through February 2nd, probably be there on February 1st of 2025. All right, I don't have any giveaways or anything else.
Nope.
I don't think. All right.
He's just chomping at the bit. Wait, please.
He's vibrating.
He's so good at his job.
Take it away.
I'm just ready. Like, share, subscribe.
As the Tally-Ho sails steadily across the shimmering waters under the twin suns, you find moments of camaraderie and tension blending into your journey. Days have passed since the tragic incident that shook both you and Astrum's End. Kai, burdened by secrets, revealed his true identity as Malachi Morningstar, the Prince of Divenia, after Zix was mysteriously killed by an assassin's blade. The revelation brought mistrust and strained relations with Mori and his crew. But despite the tension, Mori emphasized the need for unity and trust as you all continue towards your shared destination. Desi, attempting to lift spirits, shared a mesmerizing light show with Iolite under the stars, rekindling moments of genuine connection amidst the growing unease. Several days later, while on deck, Gaia, the mysterious device you've been carrying, began issuing urgent warnings. Mind Flayer detected. Mind Flayer detected. Please enact exit protocol. A ship approached on the horizon, and despite your efforts to warn the captain, about the potential danger, she insisted on following protocol and prepared to meet the incoming vessel. As the ship grew nearer, Gaia's warnings intensified. The captain of the approaching ship boarded the tally-ho with his crew, announcing their intent to inspect the vessel. The air grew thick with tension as you realized that one or more of these newcomers could be an Illithid in disguise. Now you must decide how to act. So as the cloud cover for miles outside of the tally-ho kind of blocks out a little bit of the sun's rays, you can see it peeking through off in the distance. The large and imposing figure of Captain Snowden and several of his crew members approach and walk up to the captain of the tally-ho. You see them talking with one another as the electronic tablet buzzes in Iolite's pocket with a warning that does not seem to cease. What are you doing in this moment?
Getting Rambo 2 River vibes here. You all know what I'm talking about.
When I imagine Snowden, I just imagine
Davy
Jones.
I went Eddie Snowden.
Same.
Let's imagine, do you fear death?
I presume we've all huddled back together on the deck after unsuccessfully raising the alarm with people.
And we alerted Astrum's End, I think, right?
I think Kai was good.
Kai went to go do that, I think, right?
Yeah, so you're kind of all on the deck at this point and have been summoned to the deck with the rest of the crew and just pretty much anybody. You do see the crest of the Cassian Guard. So Captain Snowden is part of the official military of the Cassian Guard.
And our little badges don't outrank that, right?
Oh.
Outrank it? No.
We're just like sheriff deputies. So
Yeah, we're
just
like locally deputized by.
They just walk up like, excuse me.
Get off this fucking boat.
This is my boat. Ayla just wants a boat. So
Shoot her.
I am the captain now.
So yeah, Astrum's End is there. What did you tell them exactly? Because
I would have told them that while on the island, we came across a city that was abandoned because it was invaded by something called an Illithid. And we have a device that tells us an Illithid is nearby.
okay. You generally anybody that you have mentioned Mind Flayers or Illithid to, they have no idea what you're talking about. This is not something that you grew up knowing about or ever heard about. So kind of saying them, Mori is like, gets his people on guard for whatever that means, but they don't truly know what that means. And even for you, the information that you have is what Gaia has presented, and then those like paintings and tapestries and things that you saw on the wall of these many tentacle-faced creatures with bald heads, and the way that they were presented on the wall obviously is not going to be beautiful or anything. They were like grotesque, and while the majority of the paintings or renditions of what battling against them would look like were favorable to the Gith, they didn't shy away from showing images of basically what you would have seen is like tentacled, purple-skinned, give or take blue skin, wrapping their faces over the heads of the Gith. And you recall seeing like screaming faces and stuff. That was less in your face than the Gith obviously being triumphant, but they didn't want people to forget what can happen. So, you know, at least from the Gith presentation of Mind Flayers, that they appear to be powerful and dangerous. They're the bad guys, from what you understand. So yeah, Maury preps his people for just being on guard with that information.
I suppose there is not much we can do until and unless they make a move.
None of us go anywhere alone.
So up on the deck, the Captain Esvel, who's the captain of your ship, she steps forward and says, "We're all gonna cooperate. Captain Snowden here and his crew are going to be doing their normal rounds. Typically what this entails is," and she gets cut off by the captain of the other ship, who he has this huge bushy beard that like covers the mouth and everything. You can just see it almost like blends together. Still very kept up and nice, but it's hard to see him speak. And he says, "What this entails is we'll be going through the roster of all magical items that have been identified and cataloged. If you have any high-level magic, please step forward and make sure that you are communicating that to us. Any unsanctioned high-level magic items will be seized." And then he
Where's the dinghy?
gestures.
There's a dinghy.
I was gonna say, are we considered high level
How
magic
close
at this point? I'm
is
not quite sure
the
how high we are in the scale.
launch
We have
boat from
items.
us?
I mean, this ship's not super huge, so it's, 30, 40 feet.
Is it ready to go?
It's always ready to go.
Wait a minute, you think a dinghy is going to be able to outrun a warship?
He says this, and you're
So
just like,
where are we gonna go?
Go, go, go! Trying to
Does anybody else have an idea? No?
Not the
Okay,
dinghy.
so get the dinghy ready. That's what I'm saying.
Where are we even gonna go?
We'll figure it out.
Before the session started, you told us to be optimistic.
I am being
optimism-
optimistic.
That optimism.
It seems like you might be
It's just been
panicking.
pow.
So,
I'm simply gauging our escape routes. And where is Magic Cursed Man?
as a precursor, I guess, you all documented whatever. My question to you would be, is there anything that you would not have documented? Because in order to get on the ship, you would have had to say, okay, here's what I've got. It's not a big deal. Magic items are around. They're talking about high-level unsanctioned magic items, things that the average person shouldn't have.
And we got our badges, so
Right.
I guess I suppose Ayla herself would have been
She's gonna save
reluctant
our ass.
to
an ounce of power you give her. Look what happened.
Ayla would have been reluctant to our runes, because I'm assuming that we would have had registered the runes that we got from
That is your... Basically, is there anything that you would not have written down on the paper?
She would not write down that she is a high-level magic creature thing person.
Yeah, you don't have to
Just
do that.
items?
Yeah, items.
I mean, definitely not her shards, but I feel like that's more a part of her than a
Same,
separate item, I suppose.
Same with Theratrix. I'm not quite sure how that works, but he wouldn't have disclosed that, obviously. We found that out on the ship. So,
Okay.
Does Wand of Wonder count?
It's whatever you would have or would not have listed.
Is that worth hiding?
I want that clipped.
That face. It's not a face I've ever seen you make me before.
Is the thing that can fuck up the world all the time worth hiding? That was given to us by a mysterious shadow transdimensional traveler.
Okay, you can just register it.
I'd like to register my bazooka.
So the captain comes up to... Actually, he's going to approach you, Ayla, and your group, but primarily you. I assume you're wearing Starlight's tier,
Oh, fuck.
right?
I did not register that.
There it is.
So I'm
the Wand of
gonna
Wonder.
just preface it with, like, they have detect magic. That is a thing that is a low-level, easy
That's magical.
thing.
No, it's not.
So it's not about, like... You don't have to hide the things that you have. This is about, did you not record officially that you have this thing? And given that you all are deputized, you have a little bit more leeway than the average person who is not deputized. Because if you're walking around with really high-level magic stuff and you're not on official business, there's going to be questions. But you all have your
All right.
things now.
At customs, how much did everyone else pressure me to be honest about all of our belongings? I throw that out to the group.
I don't know that.
I mean, we don't have anything like world ending, so I don't think it would have been that big of a deal to put all of our stuff documented.
Like, they're not, like, confiscating things.
Yeah, I mean, TSA just
You're being
arrived.
sneaky about it, yeah.
All right. Everything's on the table.
Okay.
If Maury has the shards in whatever he has them in, would that block their detect magic from... I don't know if that's a thing I can know or not, or if Iolite would know that, but...
Yeah, you don't know.
It better.
Did Iolite register Gaia?
I feel like I forgot about her.
That's not magic. That's technology.
Yeah, that's sort of like a funky one to me because she's, like, powered by magic. She, in and of herself, is not, in my opinion. So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
She's just a mundane little thing.
Okay. Anything else anybody can think of? I know Kai summons his, sword, whatever magical level that is, but okay. The captain steps forward and kind of looks you up and down, Ayla.
The dick captain?
The what?
The dick captain?
The,
Or our captain?
The Captain Snowden.
Yeah, okay. The dick one.
Okay.
He's just doing his job.
I know. He's just arrived.
He hasn't been a dick yet.
Like, what? He steps forward and looks you up and down and just says, "Nice to meet you, Captain Snowden.
Ayla Maria.
It's not very often that you see a tiefling on the high seas, given all of the risk." And then he clocks the badge that you have on your chest.
She's never going to let us live that.
On official business.
As a matter of fact, yes.
And then you see him look around at the rest of your crew who are next to you. How did you obtain that?
No, by order of the mayor of Yamari. Governor, whatever she is. Mayor, right? Yeah.
You must be quite impressive to have obtained such a thing.
Oh, it is but a humbly small place. I am sure where you are from, there are far more impressive people in feats than us.
There are many impressive people, yes. You see him nod over to one of his military folks that have joined. So there's a combination of like soldiers and then crew members, or I don't know what the best word is, not like cronies or lackeys, but just like folks who you can see that military and whoever these maybe scanners, I'll call them, they're kind of like making their way around, and you can see that they don't have a if I'm thinking of like a sci-fi version, where they're like, beep, 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 like they're not doing that. They're just kind of like walking past, and you can tell that they're doing.
It's not two stormtroopers carrying a big black box.
Yeah, they're doing some kind of like magical scan. Every once in a while, you can see eyes flash, and clearly they're looking for things. And the captain, as he's standing there, the tall Captain Snowden.
He's a human, right?
He looks to be a human, yeah.
Damn humans.
Hey, it's okay. He's actually a mind flayer. So.
Yeah, right. He's my.
The captain, his valet, she walks over and hands him this, what looks to be like a roster of all of the documented items. And so he pulls it up and looks at it and just says, "So, is there anything on here that you would like to let me know about before my folks scan?"
I do not think so. I'm pretty sure we crossed all T's and dotted all I's.
Very, very good. Very good. He just nods to all of you. We'll be here for a little while. Just hang tight. No more than 2 hours. Steps off, and you see him and the captain of your ship start speaking to one another off to the side. Meanwhile, in your pocket is buzzing. It's just every 30 seconds or so, there's a buzzing going on.
Do we just hear?
I would hope it's
not
silent to
it's
like
not
people.
quite. Well, you said that you kept the you said you kept the vibration on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
there is a
silent
buzzing
vibration,
going on.
I
But
think at this point I might silence it, because like if it's just going, there's no reason to leave it going. If it is like just consistently going off at this point, I guess.
so you would have to take it out to do that because you don't know how it works.
Okay, then never mind.
And it's only
Doing it.
it's good. It's on for like an hour. So
Her battery's gonna be so dead.
yeah.
Quick, ask
guess
a
I'm her battery.
Ask a ton of heavy processing questions so that we train
See
that
if I can-
battery.
Yeah. Yeah, what if I'm the power? I guess I gave the power already.
You did. So you'd have to turn it off.
I can't take the power back out.
No. But you can turn her off. You just would
No,
have to
but then
go
I have to
somewhere
take it
yeah, you'd have to take her out to do it.
No,
Yeah.
you reach into your pocket.
If there's like an hour going by, would there be an opportunity for that, or are we all just like standing here? Like,
You can. I mean, yeah. He's
walking
there. They're
around.
walking
Do we need to,
around.
like, do like the thing where we like cover you, like when you're a little kid
like
changing. At the
changing.
beach?
Just
Yeah.
go to
Hold
the
up the
bathroom,
blanket.
like when you want to go to look at your phone at work.
Remember,
Boss.
Um,
I think I would look for an opportunity to turn it off, because they're gonna like get close, presumably, and
they're-
stuff. So like,
absolutely.
I think I would like go to the bathroom or something.
All right.
Try to, like,
Make a stealth check.
does she do that despite when we said nobody goes anywhere alone?
Misty step to the head.
Misty step to the head.
The head on the boat.
The head is
the
a
bathroom,
yeah,
on
the
the
bathroom
boat.
on a ship.
Oh. I mean, I would still be alone. I would just be alone in the bathroom.
But you would be traveling alone.
Yes, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna use pass without a trace, and I am going to just go alone to the bathroom,
Okay.
to the head.
All right.
This one really fucked me earlier.
Wow.
Say stuff. 31.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 4. So for
Thank God.
with advantage
You
of
just
them looking because they're watching actively. So you go off to
All of us are like, where'd she go?
Yeah,
She climbed down the side of the ship and went through like the cannon windows.
While you all
I don't know. I don't see Iolite going directly over the water without
Yeah.
anything.
No.
while you are doing that, you do hear at one point Captain Esvele, she starts going on a tangent, just very excitedly telling Captain Snowden about the dragon that protects their ship. And she
Yeah,
is
man.
going to be... You're going to be hearing about the Tally-Ho protected by this dragon. His name is Theratrix, and he is just the most sweet thing ever. And the captain...
Turn him off. Captain...
I can't just reach into my pocket and just.
No, you can
Make
think
go
about
away.
it. It's like, you have a dragon? No. Prove it.
It's gone.
Don't got one.
No dragon.
It's like there's no.
Are you
dragon.
thinking about a dragon that you have? No.
Have you ever thought about a dragon?
Yeah, Captain Snowden at that point while she's talking about it, just kind of looks over at Eldon. She's like, oh yeah, he's great. They're just a great partnership.
He just does this. He just moves behind Kai.
Hopefully he doesn't have a picture on the dresser of like him and it's like, this dragon.
He has a little friendship bracelet that says Theratrix on
That's
it.
the other half of that necklace that's a heart broken in.
Are you wearing your dragon slayer?
No.
I think Desi took that back, no?
think he
Theratrix
did.
ate it.
Oh.
Oh, maybe.
I
I
don't know.
can't remember.
Something happened to
Whichever
it.
one works.
Yeah. So when that occurs, you see Snowden looks at your group and is looking over at Eldon, and then his eyes kind of scan across, and there's no Iolite. He doesn't do anything. He just...
Who noticed that?
you're-
Snowden?
Hey,
Or my cat.
they didn't say, like,
You're not there.
stand in
No,
one
they did
place for
not.
2 hours.
No, they didn't. So you just see his eyes like...
Casually eating, like, taking a knife and, like, eating an apple.
Come on, we all know it's a mango.
Looking at him. I'm saving the
She's
mango.
stressed, yeah.
I've never had apples till I got on this ship.
Stress eating mangoes.
Yeah, you just see his eyes kind of rest on each of you for a second, and then they dart a little bit as he's looking for the fifth person in your group that's not there.
Do any of... I mean, he looks suspicious. Do any of his scanner people look suspicious?
In what way?
Like they want to eat my brain.
Specific
In
but
a
fair.
very specific way.
Like,
Specific but fair.
looking at... There's 2 scanning people or 3? How
There's a
many?
bunch. There's
Okay.
several. Yeah.
Of the scanning people, is there one amongst them scanning or looking differently than the others?
You sitting back and watching the military and the magic scanners, we'll say, some of whom have disappeared down below decks, like they are going through the entire ship. They just look to be doing their jobs. They're not talking to anybody. Like, they are very business oriented in what you're seeing. They are not acting any differently than what you would expect of someone who's here to do a job.
All right. So I'm just thinking, like, you know, if they're whatever, concentrating on trying to find magic shit, and then there's one dude taking, like, extra long looks at people's heads or something.
Nope. Nope. He's
I can
just...
smell your brain.
You're right, yeah. Like, it's like they have the cranial measurement tool out, and it's like, is this part of the inspection?
No. You do see the captain begins to head over in your direction. And as that is occurring...
Snowden or...
Snowden, sorry.
Captain.
Snowden
Oh,
starts
shit.
heading over toward you. As that is occurring, one of the scanner soldier combos starts walking over with a CRA in front of them, the halfling with the cursed necklace. And you can hear the conversation that happens as they step forward and say, this individual has what they are describing as a cursed necklace. The magical ability associated with it is quite high. And the captain stops heading to you and then turns to look way down at a CRA who's standing there just looking and has arms crossed.
You hear Ayla go, is for real. She is so excited.
And Asiri says, absolutely, it is incredibly powerful. However, there is a very, very strong curse associated with this item, and I would not recommend. I would not recommend touching it or trying to take it from me, as it will lead to some catastrophic results. And the captain, like, you see him kneel down because he's incredibly tall and Asiri is so short.
Is he a halfling?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was a human this whole time.
No. So he kneels down and you can hear this conversation that they have back and forth where Asiri is explaining that where he got it from, the same story he told you all, and the soldier says it is registered on the roster, but just thought we should let you know, Captain. The captain says, may I, to like touch the necklace so that he can look at it, and Asiri says, by all means, just do not try to remove it from me. And so there's a little exchange where the captain holds it up and you see him looking at it, turning it over, and it takes he looks at it for like an uncomfortably long time, a good solid 60 seconds of turning it over, turning it around, and then he just lets it go and stands up. We'll leave this one. And Asiri says, thank you, and then shuffles off. Captain Snowden begins heading over to you. It only takes a minute to... Would you head right back to the group, or...?
Yeah.
Okay. As he approaches you all, missing one, I see. Ah, there she is. So I hear... I hear we are in possession of a dragon that has been allowed to grow to sizes that allow for flight. And he's looking at you, Ayla. Again.
I do not own a dragon. I have never owned a dragon. I do not like pets.
All right. So
Did we not register Theratrix?
I don't have papers for him, no. He's never gotten a shot. I don't have a tag for him.
an explanation.
Everyone slowly turns and looks at
I could spin some
turns.
bullshit if he doesn't speak up in the next 10
The
seconds.
captain turns and looks at Eldon.
Technically, he's not an actual dragon. Just a spirit that takes the form of one.
Ah.
What a loophole.
May I see it?
I'll close my eyes. Theratrix would probably be within a mile. Not quite.
Yeah, probably.
Just like out of sight.
Dracarys. As he flies over their boat.
Just picks up. Theratrix, come find us.
Just one of those like,
A few minutes goes by, and he, then you see him swooping
He'll
down.
be here momentarily.
And the captain waits patiently as Theratrix kind of swoops down and around and then lands on the deck. And Snowden heads right over to him and just kind of like looks at him standing on the edge of the ship. They're like face to face, looking at each other in that both of them checking each other out. And Snowden just peers forward again and then leans back, turns to look at the rest of you. More specifically, again, Eldon, because he was told by the captain that you and Theratrix are together. And he just says, again, an explanation. This is quite impressive magic. Although I assume that would make sense for the level of honor that has been bestowed to you by the Valiant.
He was
However,
instrumental in the defense of Yamari Island.
how does it work?
Theratrix and I are bonded by soul. He is a part of me, and I am a part of him.
Where do you hail from?
Iporia.
I thought so. I can hear the accent. Interesting. So it is not a real dragon, so you say. A spirit of a dragon.
I suppose.
Will it grow larger than this?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure.
Don't be honest.
We're going to document this. Theratrix is its name?
His name.
Theratrix. He nods towards Theratrix, who just nods very slightly back. And then he turns around. You see him like writing down, and then he hands it off to one of the military folks that have been standing next to him. And then you see one of the scanners comes by and starts scanning each of you with the military unit next to them. I don't know, D20. That's an 11. Whoa, I rolled 3 19s in a row.
So how much
Great.
in bail is this going to
Yeah, I was
cost?
like, how fucked are we?
It was like a 3, and then a 5, and a 19, 19.
All right, well,
19.
I'm just going to have to set this boat on fire. Get that launch ready.
Get the dinghy.
You see them kind of linger in front of each of you. You see another one who's doing the same with Astrum's end, just kind of lingering. Desi looks over and makes eye contact with you, Iolite, as he always lingers sort of in between the two groups. Yuri is looking a little bit better, looking better than they had before. That group, they seem pretty calm comparatively. And the captain goes to speak with Maury while this whole scanning thing is happening.
Holy Jesus.
Sweating.
My hands
So
are like,
nervous.
They were like,
listening.
they were like wet.
I'm like,
So
But
Simmer
they're
down now,
from
boy. Simmer down now.
Maury and his group are from Cassia or Calia? I can't remember.
I believe it's Cassia, which is the same
Yes.
area that this guy's from. However, they do not have any kind of badge or anything that you've seen.
Oh, but they're used to going through customs. We're not.
Yeah.
Where is...
I just remember Maury saying like, "Oh, the people I work for and the crown." You know what I mean? He had that whole thing, so I didn't know if he had like.
He might have a badge or some sort of document that we don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
So, Kethra, you see this individual stops in front of you. Their eyes flash very, very quickly, this like light green color as they look you up and down.
Here go. Creepy.
A human person, we'll say, really short haircut, and they just kind of smirk a little bit, and then when they hear you say that, and then step over towards Kai and do the same thing. The military unit behind that is fully decked out with their sword nearby, they don't give really any facial expression. They're very, very stern. They stop the
That's the
Gaia!
That's the scanning sound.
Gaia, stop!
I shut you off.
The person stops in front of Kai, scans. You see them linger on. What kind of items do you have? that
I
are,
was
like,
just going to
obvious?
ask, I have that brooch that shields him from divination and scrying, divination magic and
Every check the
scrying.
inventory.
Okay.
He would have registered it. I mean,
Oh, okay. So they turn to look at the military person and say, "This one is shielded." And the military steps in front of you and just says, I need to do a pat down. With your permission.
Kinky.
They just heavy sigh. But the scanner, like, smiles again.
He's
All
into
I can
it.
think of, this is democracy manifest. A succulent Chinese meal.
If you do not consent, I will need to speak with the captain.
Very well, then.
They get to work.
He really just wants to show you up.
Yee.
Bend over, please.
Bend over, please.
Hands.
Breathe into them fast.
Is there anything that you have on you that, I mean, everything, if you registered everything, they're just going to be like, this is fine, you know,
He
checking
doesn't-
it against a list.
I don't think he normally carries his sword.
Yeah.
on him.
You see other people, like, watching as you get patted down, but nobody says anything. Then you head over to Eldon. The soldier just thanks you after. Thank you.
He thanked you.
I'm sure he did, thank you. Best time he's had all week.
Just gonna give him a little wink.
Give him a little fang.
Flash the fingers.
Hi, jeez.
They head over to Eldon. Same deal. Ayla. Just kind of linger on the Starlight's tier. The scanner says, that's incredibly beautiful.
Yes. Is this
Okay.
Is the scanner human?
Yeah.
No, they're not beautiful.
And then they come over to you, Iolite. And are doing their scan. Then they notice.
Don't like that look.
I know.
You just
I don't
gave
like
me
that look.
at
I
all.
mean, I rolled a 19 plus. So they like lean in and say, item detected. Can you please take out what is in your pocket? It is rectangle shaped.
Sure. This?
Yes. And they take it from you and then just sit there scanning it. And I'm going to make a roll.
Tell you.
Let's roll.
Because that means there's magic in her. She's not just powered by magic.
Yes.
Intel inside.
Let's see what it ends up being.
I didn't like how good that was.
5.
Oh, good.
They sit there and look at this. You're not worried about necessarily what they're doing as they're kind of scanning it. They turn it over. But as you are watching this, you can't help but look over to Captain Snowden, who is talking with Maury and the rest of the group. They're having a very long and in-depth discussion. There's a moment where the captain almost like turns his head to look over at the scanner that is looking at your tablet.
Oh, shit, because he would, like, know what it was.
And then they look back.
He was there!
I was there, Gandalf.
Fucking noise.
And then
It was like
you-
somebody just took you and just.
That's what it felt like. I didn't even think of that. Oh.
and then you hear the
Wet.
you all are
They're glistening.
Like, hold him up. Show, like, that is gross.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm sorry,
Glistening.
bro.
I need a towel.
Like, I'm
That's
sorry.
disgusting.
yeah.
You need a paper towel.
Yeah.
You're the
I've
Key
never
and Peele-
sweat through my hands.
I'm not
like
sweating
that.
anywhere else. It's just all coming out through my palms and my feet right now.
Why are you so worried? We got this under control.
You're not worried.
Not at all.
We do not have this under
Oh,
control.
we can firebomb
I've never
this
seen the-
fucking
the
thing.
Key and
Like,
Peele
cannot
ways.
do
No, we
that.
cannot do that. No.
Yeah.
I have a whole plan. I am
I
not
don't
worried
know if I like
whatsoever.
it.
don't worry,
Don't
he's got a
trust it.
plan.
Oh, you're not going to like the plan,
worried
but
about
I
his
have a
plan
plan.
than the
I'm
Illithid.
more worried. I have to have a plan for his plan.
Yeah, the plan is called the Wand of Wonder.
Yeah.
No, no.
Fireball! Turns the whole ship invisible.
That's plan C.
Crisis Morse.
As the Maury just continues
sop it up.
talking, The captain turns his head again back to look at Maury and their group. The scanner in front of you holding Gaia, the tablet, just very thin piece of metal,
I've had it over here.
turns to the soldier with them and just says, low level, and then hands it back to you. Thank you all.
Guy is your companion.
Just dodged a bullet.
I guess we don't know in the moment. I was going to ask what you did with her in the bathroom. Like, turn her off, like, tell her to, like, is she functional? Right now,
If there
I
was
guess
a
I
way to
wonder.
brick her, I would have. I would think that there is. Like,
Gave her a virus.
no, I mean, like, when
Because
she
I have
doesn't
a
have
question.
power
I have
from
a
me,
question
she's
for
bricked.
her.
If you take, as they walk away and you sit there kind of thinking about this as your hands get sweaty and you place her back into your pocket, it doesn't just run. There's got to be something in the metal. There's got to be some residual something that can harness that magic. Had you turned it off when you were in the bathroom, so it's on standby. Like, the energy doesn't just cease to exist. It's in there, but it's very, very little. Had she been on, making noise, looking like technology that they are not familiar with necessarily, that would have been probably a problem.
Does that, like, residual magic just run out eventually? Like regular like, phone battery does?
It's even when, like, a phone battery is dead, there's still a little bit of something. So it's kind of
She's
like
always
that.
got a little bit.
Yeah. Unless it was
Play
destroyed.
an extra long Netflix movie.
You see the soldier and the scanner head back over to the captain. Breathe a sigh of relief. Another hour or so goes by. There's a moment where it kind of looks like Snowden and Maury are having a little bit of, like, a heated exchange. But paying attention, you see Fernilia in the background, who's just kind of doing her thing. She comes over, she places her hand on Maury. He's got, like, little beads of sweat that are coming down. And then she just, like, gently, very casually, a light tap on the captain. And things seem to calm. And then everything works more smoothly. Everybody is going through their motions, and eventually the captain and rest of the crew are done.
Question. How many people from that ship came onto ours?
Total, probably like 10.
Would it be possible to be able to account for all 10 when they leave? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. 11 with the captain. But yes, you
just making
watch
sure we
them
don't have
all.
any stowaways.
Yeah, you watch them all. The captain
like-
nods, smiles at everyone, as best you can tell, under the big bushy beard, and then they head off.
Did anyone notice anyone of them being suspicious in any way?
Anyone of who? The crew?
The inspection team there. I mean, we only have the pictures from on that city to go off of. Obviously, none of them are.
The captain looks over and we've been made.
So they're gone now?
Yep, they get on their boats, and you know, as you're having this conversation, you can see them pushing off to.
And there's 11 people on that boat.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Doesn't mean that they didn't impregnate into something
Well, I
into
was-
someone's head here.
I
don't
say
know
I
how
would
that
turn.
works.
I want to turn Gaia back on
Okay.
once they're gone, and the threat has.
So you turn her back on.
Yeah.
Roll a d6.
See the ship turn around.
3 points of
One
damage.
more thing,
Turn
like
her back
Columbo.
on.
Yeah, one more thing.
I just picture overboard.
So are you? Where are you when you do this? Just because.
Has
I just want to like. Is there a because there's everyone on the deck right now?
After they left, the people dissipate.
Yeah, people dissipate for the
'Cause,
most part.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sort of like, or with my people, but I don't need like the whole world, the whole freaking boat to see what I'm doing. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're on the deck, so you can see the water and everything. Is what
And
I'm.
reach into the
Yes.
barrel of apples.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So you turn Gaia back on. There's a little zap that you feel emanate from the shard in your chest. Immediately, it's bing bing. Illithid detected.
I mean, it has a good
Yeah.
range on it.
Right.
Okay.
Did it get faster the closer it got? The
Yeah, it was
vibration?
buzzing like very, very.
So the closer they got, the faster. The,
Yeah.
Is it slower now?
It's
they're
slower
getting
than it
further away?
was at the height of.
Okay. So that's probably them just like leaving.
Right. Make a perception check.
Nine.
As you're standing there looking out over the boats as they're headed back to the other ship, and Gaia is kind of like buzzing and making this softer noise, and obviously you wouldn't have turned it on, like bing bang, Gith, evacuate. But you swear, but you can't really tell because the boats are so far away that the captain's head turns back to look at the tally ho, just momentarily. And Gaia continues to alarm until the ship, the Veloct, is a good mile or so away. And then eventually she says, "Threat no longer imminent."
Thanks, Gaia.
Gaia, what is Gith tactics? How can you tell if one is disguised?
It just took me a second to realize what you were doing.
Magic may be levied at an Illithid in disguise to remove such magic. However, once an Illithid is within range, danger is elevated. The average Gith cannot fight an average Illithid. It is best to enact exit protocol and beam to the nearest ship.
Yes, well, that is not always possible.
No, I detect you are not Gith, and therefore would not have the exit protocol coordinates.
What kind of magic would drop their disguise?
Magic that can dispel other magic is the primary way of detecting a Gith in disguise.
And what is the best tactic to fight these creatures? And do not tell me to evacuate.
The average Gith should evacuate and take the exit protocols. However, brute force and additional magic levied against the Illithid are truly the only ways to survive.
Do they have a weak point?
The groin.
Restomp that groin. No.
So what you're saying is hit them hard and hit them fast.
An Illithid's magic is psychological in nature and psychic in nature. Unless you can protect your brain, there is no avoiding the magic that an Illithid can levy against you.
Were you able to detect specific numbers just now?
There was one Illithid within range, and several thralls.
What are thralls? Do we know what those are?
What are thralls?
Thralls, or ceramorphs, are victims of the Illithid. Some are in process of becoming Illithid themselves. Others are simply for fodder, food, or brute strength.
Is their appearance normal or altered?
Their appearance would be normal until they begin to shift. It is very rare that a ceramorph is successful in shifting one into a mind flayer. The change is horrific. All of the organs within the host are changed and morphed until they become an Illithid.
Gaia, does an Illithid have to make physical contact with someone to harm them in that way? Their brain?
An Illithid will cause your body to move towards them. Their tentacles will wrap around your skull, at which point your brain will be extracted. So yes.
I don't think we saw that today.
The day's young.
Gratefully.
One last question, I suppose. Do they often travel alone with their thralls or in groups?
Illithid often travel in groups. However, if they are searching or an infiltrator, they may travel alone so they can report any Gith sightings back to the hive.
So this one may be a scout of some sort.
Looking for Gith?
I do not know if at this point they would be looking for a gift, but they would probably be looking for suitable brains. Mori seemed to almost get into an altercation with them. Perhaps we should ask about that.
Yeah, I want to know about the shards, if he put those on the roster.
They did not detect yours.
True.
They only pointed out the thing you didn't register. So if they detected what you had registered, which would have been like you have this energy, then they wouldn't have pointed it out.
Then he probably registered those, I guess.
Went out on the phone earlier. Now I have to go pee because I was like so tense. I was like all squoozed up, you know.
No promises.
It is important that you scan each other and stay together as Illithid reproduce by inserting larvae through the eye, nose, or mouth, or ear, which then burrows into your brain and takes root. If any of you were not in the presence of one another during an Illithid raid or attack, you could be victim to this.
How do you scan for one of those?
Use your, and then she says some kind of crazy word that you've never...
Chronomatic excavation micrometer.
Ceramorphatadipolus.
And if one does not have one of these tadpole detectors?
Watch for changes in attitude, in ability, in magic, as the individual may sicken, oftentimes dying. But if not, will begin to transform into an Illithid.
Well, everyone stayed on the deck, right?
Everyone in our group.
Except me. But I'm fine. I put sunglasses on to cover the larvae that are in my eyeballs.
Just heard screaming from the bathroom, but it was just that type of poop.
You can't leave in the middle.
Just important things.
I guess I miss pooping. I'm not unhappy about that.
Everybody poops.
So we keep our eyes open for any changes from people.
Right. But also, I don't think anyone was alone.
They were.
from what we could tell.
Was the entire crew assembled on deck, or were there people below decks?
There were people everywhere. They went all through the ship.
No, I mean the passengers of our
Passengers
ship.
were everywhere. Like at first,
Oh.
everybody gathered on deck, but then people,
So
yeah,
they
kind of,
could have
wandered around.
Okay.
Gaia shows you this picture. If you're squeamish, don't look. So that you can see what the tadpole looks like.
It's the thing that went into Chekhov's ear,
That's
except it's going in the eye.
horrifying, but the mouth of it is what really bugs me out.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, I despise the fact that I saw that.
Should stay in the
Guess you didn't play
bathroom
Baldur's Gate 3.
Gaia, can only Illithids and not their thralls make these tadpoles, or can they all replicate?
The Ceramorphs can only be created by an Illithid.
So one on this ship wouldn't lead to everyone.
What was it?
One of them on the ship wouldn't lead to multiplying for everyone.
No.
It had to be the captain.
I feel that is too obvious.
The captain?
I would like to think it was the captain as well, but
He was... I don't know, I just didn't like him, I guess.
I did not like him either, but I do not think we can go under that assumption.
I mean, it very well could have been any of them.
Well, I guess all we can do is keep an eye out.
And with that, your doubts have been sown.
Somewhere on this ship, someone was like,
Are you talking to Moria or anybody, or letting this stay?
I want to talk to Maury.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I think we want to know what the heated argument or the
tense
tense
exchange.
moment was about.
Easy enough, you head over to that group. They're all kind of chatting with one another. When you approach, Julep heads off away from you, and Takeo is just like, peace. Heads off to be with Julep. Maury looks at you all. Well, a bit tense, huh?
It is,
It's always a little nerve-wracking when that happens, but
and this happens every ocean crossing.
it can happen multiple times. They're scanning to make sure that no unsanctioned large magic is being transported.
And have you dealt with this captain before?
I have.
Is that why there looked to be tension?
He has a bit of a big head.
Does it have appendages that come off the bottom?
I mean, he has an epic beard. I can't grow one, so I've been very jealous. But no, we have the same conversation every time. He wants proof of work with the crown, and I can't provide that proof because we don't have official badges such as yourselves, and he doesn't want to accept it, but eventually he comes around.
Do I think he's telling the truth?
You
He
can roll an
seemed
insight.
like he's probably a really good liar, so. Dirty 20.
Watching him, he's as casual as ever with his conversation with you. You don't... The other group, the other folks in the group are just kind of hanging around, looking at you guys. Fernilly is there, as always. You don't see anything that is off from what he's saying to you.
And the shards, you registered those?
No.
But they didn't see them? They didn't detect them?
No.
Oh.
Shards aren't really any of their business.
I agree. Good. I'm glad they're well protected.
Yes, I mean, for you, where they're embedded within you, it's a little different. Good thing you have the blessing of the Valiant. This could have gone differently. It's not as easy. I wouldn't... Fernilli can do her best to calm things down as she does, but it might have raised more eyebrows if you had such a power embedded inside of you without explanation. But all good.
Is it against the law to have such power naturally as an individual?
No, but as you know, the more powerful you are, the more interesting you are, the more interested people are in you. And the Cassian Guard would likely want to know about someone who has that level of power just existing within them. The fact that you are already marked, we'll say, by the Valiant means that someone of official nature already knows.
Well, good thing then. I didn't like them asking about Theratrix.
I didn't either. But
And the captain has too much of a large mouth.
Probably too risky to lie, I guess.
Well, you have not
implied
exactly.
like someone needs to
Knock
shut
some
that
teeth out of
door.
it.
That was definitely implied.
You have not exactly kept Theratrix a secret. He's been flying around the entire ship. The whole ship knows of Theratrix. The dragon protecting the tally-ho. The
It
captain's
does
going to have some great stories.
Not need to be spoken about.
It's a dragon. Who wouldn't speak of it?
People who have sense.
It's a dragon.
The danger is past. Well, it'll be fine. We're
You don't
headed
want-
home.
If you don't want anyone speaking of your dragon, keep it in your pocket.
Ooh, double entendre.
I got a dragon in my pocket. You've got a device that buzzes. Just saying.
Hello.
So did this, whatever this was, go normally? Is this how it always is? Or was there anything out of ordinary this time?
No, everything went normal. I think the one with the cursed necklace freaked them out a little bit, which is always funny. But they don't want cursed items. Cursed magical items you can keep.
When we had come across on the ship that we did to Yamari, did we have a interaction like that also? Like, did we get pulled over, basically?
No, because you were on a ship that was very specifically being propelled forward by the military of Devenia to get you as quickly as possible
So
to
we had like
Yamari.
diplomatic immunity.
It was a
type
military
stuff.
ship, basically,
Okay.
transporting all the goods from the queen and family to Yamari. So, yeah. Well, who needs a drink?
That sounds like a great idea.
I'm always drinking.
We'll top you off.
I wasn't going to say anything about them to the mind players to them with that, so I don't know if anybody else was going to bring that up since...
Kai already brought it up to them.
Well, I know, but they...
Well, we didn't.
Like the details?
Yeah.
Oh.
No need to burden others with this.
Well, since they
horrible
also
knowledge.
didn't seem to be overly concerned or asked us questions about why we were panicking so much, they don't seem to care. So,
I mean, they have no idea
Well,
what
nothing
an
happened.
Illithid is.
They don't
Yeah.
know how scary they are.
just chalking up another check mark on the not trusting board for them.
Nobody knows what an Illithid is except for you all on this ship, and only because of Gaia. So, you tell somebody, hey, this crazy thing. We don't really know what it does, though. But it's bad, because you didn't find out what it does until after they left.
Look,
So.
someone frantically comes into my quarters and says, dude, some fucking brain eater's coming. Be on guard.
You're gonna light the shit up, the ship on fire and jump on the dinghy. No.
No, I'm saying if I was
Probably good you're
them,
not a captain
if
of your
I was
ship,
them,
actually.
I'd be like, hey, just
No, I'm just a crazy person.
someone came up to me and be like, I would after the fact I'd be like, hey, like, so what was up with that? Like, Did the brain eaters come? Or, anything?
I mean, they're
We
not
could easily
because
trick him into believing the rapture came in.
yeah, right. I was gonna say, like nothing
Like a pile
happened.
of clothes.
So
Just
Pile of clothes and jewelry just in a pile.
Ours.
yeah, if something had happened, perhaps, but it was a totally normal. So they're just looking at you like, okay, whatever you say.
It wasn't
Guys
a big
are
deal.
paranoid. What's
Yeah.
up with you guys?
That went perfectly fine.
So your first time being pulled over?
Yeah. And with that, we'll take a break. The locked exits your vision across the horizon, and the day comes to a conclusion. Are there any scenes that anyone wants to deal with? You have approximately 10 more days on the water.
Because we're just on slug patrol.
Slug patrol. Yeah.
Okay. You're just kind of monitoring.
Just looking in people's eyes.
Suspiciously. Suspicious of everyone on the ship now.
Kethra just walking around with a container of salt. In case there's a slug
Throw
in
it in
here.
You do find, so I would imagine, like, chatting with Gaia. I'm just going to give you a little bit more. Come on, you son of a bitch. Gaia lets you know, as you discuss more, your paranoia kind of getting the better of you when it comes to these creatures, that Illithid live for a very long time. The Illithid tadpoles are usually not selected for implantation for the first 10 years of their life. And after implantation, they usually stay within cloistered enclaves for at least 20 more years. So any kind of anything that you might witness is not going to be like, they're changing. It's like
Slow.
long
very
process.
slow, typically in a very controlled environment,
So
if that's what they're trying to do.
this is next campaign's problem.
Agreed.
It takes about a week for the creature to fully morph, like with the morph. It takes a week for it to implant itself.
A 7-day week or a 10-day?
10-day week, yeah. So
What?
between 7 and 10 days.
How many business days does it take?
Yeah.
Was it a bank holiday in there, and then what happens?
Thought it was kind of a pertinent question.
So is that person being like piloted by this thing at that point?
In a way, but it also depends on like what they're trying to do with it. So are they trying to turn it into an Illithid, or is it like just one of their minion type? And that most hosts are not suitable for full transformation into an Illithid and will not survive. So even if you suspected that somebody on the ship was implanted with an Illithid tadpole, you're looking at decades before you would even know, and likely that individual would end up, they're not going to be sailing the high seas while it happens. They're wherever they would like probably go somewhere to meet up, so that wherever the enclave is.
Definitely next campaign's problem.
That's creepy though.
That is so creepy.
So do like they know that they're being controlled by a thing, or is the thing controlling their mind in such a way where they just think that this is their own ideas?
You, I'm pulling this from BG3. You would know that because you don't forget that the tadpole is in,
that
like,
stays
when
with
in,
you.
yeah, you don't forget that it went in your eye or ear or nose or mouth. But you're not necessarily aware.
Well,
Wait, so this thing can go in
That's
any
unfortunate.
orifice?
Yes.
So what?
I mean, it's gonna
Including
go
your
up here.
butthole.
I was saying.
Weirdly, that
I was
wasn't
like,
the one I
everybody
was
guard
worried
your
about.
urethras. How's this going? No.
Why would it go in your pee hole if your
What if
butthole's
you're,
right
what
there?
if you're swimming?
You don't know.
Gotta
I
get
don't
to your
know.
brain.
I'm
I
just.
said
You know what they're
pee hole,
into.
too. I
Right.
said guard your urethras. Yes.
There's no sphincter in the pee hole.
Is that a requirement?
It's like sphincters are like
Do they
doors.
prefer
They're
sphincters?
like.
I don't know why you said that like it
Well-
was a revelation. That worries me.
Well, she was like the
Obviously
butt.
they're
She's like the
gonna go for
butthole's
the
right
butt.
there. So why wouldn't it go in the butthole?
Well,
like because the
butthole's
buttholes got pressure doors that
think
are
that
sealed
impedes it?
closed.
Yeah, a couple of them, yeah. But
Is
also,
your-
it's
Is
a
your pee
brain
hole just, like, wide
monster.
open right now?
So, I probably want to
There's
go
no
more like
sphincter
eyes,
in there, dude.
ears,
Yeah.
mouth. Like
It's
do wanna get to the
easier.
brain.
It's the
Yeah.
easier
Like
way
to
to
the
go.
brain.
They don't want to take the wrong.
penthouse, of course. It's not the. Okay.
Just,
Yeah, unless they want to take the scenic route. They're
Yeah.
gonna stick to
that was.
the
I'm
the
surrounded
shoulders.
by.
Yeah.
They're not going in the basement window if they're trying to get to the attic.
Yeah, the penthouse orifices. Yes.
Right.
You would
They're
roll.
like,
What
Papa, I
happens if
want
you-
to see. I want a scenic route this time.
What if it's a freak slug?
Nasty.
Some of them are freaky.
Di-
Kinky.
Diddy slug.
They say they were
It's the Diddy
kinky.
slug.
It was the Diddy slug. That's the episode name, Diddy slug.
No, it is not.
There's no baby oil in Eleothis, okay? There's no baby oil. Sorry.
It just can't
Officially, no, there is no baby oil.
Did we
So
break
anyway,
Let me write that down.
you
Baby oil and Diddy slug.
Like I said before,
Can go in
he
the
took his
butthole.
glasses off and it was just, I'm surrounded by morons.
Let me guess, he
It
did
was so-
this.
Pinch
Yeah.
the bridge of the nose.
Yeah, he does it to me 99% of our relationship, and I consider that a win. That's
yeah,
what
no,
I was
you
gonna
as you kind of sit and learn a little bit more about the Illithids, if you ask and all of that, you just realize like you can sit here paranoid, but
This is why our YouTube channel doesn't grow.
say. This would be why our YouTube channel would grow.
That it was the way
is the
she
shit I
looked
tune in
over at me
for.
and she went, the pee hole? like true concern. Like,
I feel like that's
sorry,
a
Izzy.
TikTok.
I'm sorry.
hey, I'm
I know.
here.
I feel like you're
I'm
like
here.
the teacher where you're like,
Nope.
look, you're taking away your own learning time
Yeah.
right now.
You're
This
taking
isn't
away
The
your own
test is
time,
not, the
not
test is
mine.
next week,
Listen.
whether you guys learn this or not. So.
I
I'm
don't
the
have to worry
GM.
about failing that
The
test.
longer you talk, the less prep I have to do for next session.
What about the little like minion people? Are they their own thing?
Yes, those are kind of like their own thing. They the Illithids are able to use their psychic powers to control people.
Do they have tadpoles?
No.
I would say
Have
unknown,
you
but
seen the
probably
mouth tape
not.
For people who snore.
Yes.
That now I'm just imagining that
Right.
just everywhere.
Hey, Kai, can you tape my ass? like, what are we gonna
All right,
do
everyone,
here?
turn around. See
Turn
that?
It's
it off.
only the Woven Fates who
Give me
are
the blue
taping
knot.
their buttholes
Liquid bandage.
unnecessarily
Oh, that's
for the remainder.
step too far,
We're just
sir.
playing it safe.
I have to use some acetone to get that off next time you take
A
it
step
off.
too far with a liquid bandage. No.
I mean, if
But
you want to be
always good
extra
in a pinch.
secure.
Always good in a pinch.
Yeah. So,
What are we doing?
Guarding our assholes.
Yeah.
Aren't we always?
Always. And forever.
so yeah, you continue on. You're kind of on the outskirts of Iporia at this point, and every once in a while you can see land, you get a little bit closer, and then they'll, come further away. Just there are, you don't want to be too far out in the ocean in case something happens, but you can't get too close at certain points because of the rocky edge of this particular region. There is one day, we're going to say like on the 4th of celebration, where you hear an alarm go off, basically more verbal than like bells ringing or anything like that, and the captain just lets you all know that you're going to be like remaining as kind of quiet as you can be and just letting the wind take you. The area had gotten a little bit more stormy, and as you look out over the ocean going up on deck, you can feel the wind just kind of whipping past, and it's propelling you in the direction that you want to be. But miles out, you see dark clouds, dark purple, black, blue. There's clearly a storm off in the distance. And in that storm, it takes you a few minutes of staring and looking, but you begin to see like the crackle of lightning and flashes, and then you watch as the clouds like coalesce and swirl into what appears to be an arm, like an arm shape that raises up and then slams itself down. It's like slow motion from as far away as you are, but you can tell that like whatever it hits is, you can't see it. But the captain leans over to those of you who are up on deck and is like, it's beautiful to look at, but it's a storm elemental. We've got to be careful. We don't want it to see us because we can't outrun that. And this is what it looks like.
That's so cool.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's not horrifying. It's beautiful, but
I don't want to fuck with that, but it's
Yeah,
very scary.
you watch
It's
as
very
like the lightning
That's like a
arms
fucking
like reach
something
out.
out of Moana that would just like
Yeah.
reach
Oh,
out
it
and
does
just-
look like Tafiti a little bit.
It kind of does.
Or whatever
yeah.
the bad one.
I was thinking
What's
the
the non-Tafiti, when she's
I was gonna say
scary.
Tahani, but that's actually
Ka,
I think a family member of mine.
I think, right?
think so.
The Ka,
Yeah,
the new
Taka.
lava.
Taka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the Titans and Hercules. Guys, Olympus is that way.
Yeah, you look out and you can't even hear when it hits the water. It's that far out, but you do kind of slow down. I'm gonna have you roll. Someone roll a D100 for me as
who
you're
rolled the
watching
highest?
this.
Amanda nodded.
Julie.
Oh, it was
Julie's the
Yes,
highest.
Kethra.
Which one's it gonna be?
I don't know. You picked one.
That's,
This one?
Mhm.
87.
Okay.
It's either real good or really bad.
You, everyone is very just intrigued by this. There's little mists of rain that are hitting the deck, and you're all taking turns. Astrom's End comes up, and people are watching. There's this anxiety, but also just, it's really a beautiful sight from this far away. The black clouds swirling around, whatever it is interested in out there, you don't wish to be in that position at all, but watching its movements is almost mesmerizing as its head kind of takes shape and then will like disappear into the majority of the cloud cover. You hear once a crack of lightning, and everyone just kind of holds their breath as you feel as though it has like turned in your direction. And the captain just is staring, hands like gripping the edge of the ship. You see her first mate come over, and he just pats her back as everyone is just quietly going. And you don't even know if you could make noise loud enough to necessarily catch its attention, but everyone is just watching. Fernilly actually comes over to the edge and is looking at this storm, and there's like wonder and awe in her face as she tends to really dip into weather quite a bit when she's formulating her magic, and so she's just looking off at it. You do have to slow down, which costs you a day. But it's a day of watching this creature that did not notice you with an 87. It was a 90 or above, so I'll just put that out there. There's a 10% chance that it was going to turn, which would have changed things, but...
It's like a kid in a bathtub smashing the boat. Like you guys,
Little toys.
I'm sure you guys had you guys either did
Yeah.
it or have kids who have done
Like
Just
whatever
like that.
it's got out
it.
there.
You know? Bless you.
Bless you.
It didn't come out. It can't be blessed.
So
Fuck myself. I don't know how to take that back. Okay.
you make it through to the 5th of celebration with no issues, no elementals attacking you, but definitely it's this particular storm elemental is a topic of conversation for a while.
So we see it for almost the whole day as we're going.
Yeah, it's huge.
Just wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
Is this just like always there, or
You can tell that it is like every once in a while a like leg type shape will take root, and then it looks like it steps, and it's from the ocean to the sky.
But I mean,
So-
does it live there, or is this like a no navigational hazard, or
Oh, but it's smashing
No,
that
it's
ghost
a s-
fleet of
this-
pirate ships that we fucking
Yeah. No, because it's a storm elemental, she says, it's comes with and goes with the storms. So, just bad luck can put you in its path, and there wouldn't be much you can do about it.
so
So,
we have a cursed necklace wish guy on board?
yeah, we do.
wants to push all the buttons that we shouldn't push. Notice that? Izzi will lay out buttons.
You want to get smashed by a storm elemental, or you
No.
want
That
to
seems
wish?
like a good time for it.
Yeah, you
No,
want
but
to
it's
wish
like-
yourself
No,
away.
No, I'm just saying that you want to make that wish. You
You're gonna
want
be
that
bummed
guy.
if a wish never gets made.
Yeah, you want to see what happens. You want to push the button.
We should see if he wants to come with us.
I'm not saying I'm not willing to steal his necklace.
Hey, yo! I will give some general statements about where NPCs are as you kind of finish up your journey. You have like about 5 days left before you believe you'll end up in Dahim. So Julep and Takeo seems to be, that's the fox person who hangs out with Julep. They seem to be on like damage control with her. She's always a spitfire, so she's just been actively avoiding you. Takeo is casual and just hangs out with her. Whenever you guys get close, she moves away. Yuri, after becoming more or less, I would say, exhausted from everything that they must have done to not wipe everyone's memories, but just shift Zix's presence from there to not there. They just are around, hanging out, smoking a lot of marijuana, and every once in a while, Fernilli joins them with that. We've got Asire, who spends a lot of time looking forward from the front of the boat, just kind of watching and looking more and more relieved the closer you guys get to the shore. Mori is usually on deck, usually chatting with his folks, but he does actually engage with Iolite, if you will, to encourage you to practice the amplification. And he shares with you, actually, some of the written notes that he, like, certain pages of the written notes that he got from Headmaster Kaigeros's study, which clearly document, like, amplification and their thoughts on what they had seen so far, their experiments that they'd done on the shards without you, just what can it do. And it seemed to be more of the shard itself doesn't do anything, it amplifies other things. Who else? Desi's always there. Usually hanging around wherever Iolite is, but, you know, trying not to be annoying. So it's not like he's like a puppy dog following. He's just like, he's there if you want him to be, and if not, he goes and typically hangs out with Fernilli. He doesn't smoke, though.
Oh. Straight edge.
So, anybody else? Anybody else? No? Okay.
Kethra will go find Yuri and be like, hey.
They're there, typically on the side of the ship, and so just hanging out, going, "Hey,
Guess I found the stoner quarters.
yeah, yep. What's up? All right, here you go.
Thanks. Well, you don't look as much like shit. That's
Yeah, I don't feel it.
yeah, it's good because you don't look it.
Awesome. I'm glad the two are aligning.
Yeah, me too. Excited to get the fuck off this boat.
Yeah, it's boring now, honestly.
Yep.
Which is how I want it to be. You don't want it to not be boring on the ocean, but
I guess that's true.
you ever been to Iporia before?
Nope. I've only ever been to Devenya and Yamari.
Yeah.
And I only really just experienced mainland Devenya right before I left, so it's all gonna be new to me.
Nice. Yeah, I've never been either.
Yeah, I don't know shit about it, but we'll find out.
Isn't one of your party?
Yeah, but he's not big on sharing stuff. So.
Oh, well. Just
No
gotta
offense,
get him a
Eldon.
little bit of this.
Dude, we really need to get everybody like a little bit messed up before we leave. Everyone just needs to lighten up a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, if you can pull it off.
I may be able to do that. Kai!
Oh, we're doing it right now. Yeah.
I just want to see if I can get one to come.
Oh, yeah. You think Kai will smoke?
He's just there.
I think out of everybody, he's the one who needs it the most.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Love him, but he's uptight as hell.
You said it, not me.
I'll say it to his face. I have.
I believe you.
So you ready to do what we need to do when we get off this goddamn boat?
Always.
How big of a shit show is this really going to be?
It shouldn't be. You know, we'll just
Famous
make our
last
way.
words.
Yeah, well. I mean, I'll be fine.
Of course you will.
I think there's a storm brewing. Hear that?
Damn.
Storm's got a loud radio.
Oh,
Elemental.
Yes. There it goes. Yes.
It found us!
Oh, no, that's just,
My stomach.
yeah. I think that's the first mate farting up on the... on the
Kethra takes 3 steps back.
not me. Never. I'm a silent but deadly type.
Why do I believe that?
I don't lie. No, this shouldn't be too bad. We should get wherever we're going, and, you know, we just hop, skip through the mountains, right? And then, you know, do a little wading through some bogs, and then I think there's some more mountains, and then we're pretty much home free. It's like, what, a couple months?
Couple months just wading through bullshit. This sounds wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to all be best friends by the end, so
Yeah.
that's the real journey, right? The friends you make along the way. Yeah. You haven't heard that before?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Too late.
Ugh. Be consent before you start that shit. I really don't want to go back to Devenya.
Well, I mean, we're not going there. We're going to the meadows in between.
Close enough.
I mean, it's hundreds of miles. You'll be all right.
If that were only true.
I'm sure your family can't make it through the meadows at the very least. Like, we'll be able to do it because we're cool like that.
My family's crazy like that,
Yeah.
so
And they'd have to know you were there.
I have a feeling they kind of always know where I am.
Well,
Joe, by the way, quit bogarting.
sorry. Well, you have friends. Like I said, the journey. We'll protect you.
Some other question: how are you going to keep Julep chill during these next few months? Because we're going to be a little close quarters.
Honestly, this is the most chill I've seen her ever. I know it's not, doesn't seem that way to you all, but she's usually a lot louder, and
That's concerning.
she's never done us wrong.
I just need to know the likelihood of whether I'm going to have to get between her and a member of my party.
She's really loyal to Maury. We all are. He's done a lot for us. And he said, chill out.
Will she obey that?
She has so far.
If she touches a single person in my party, I will single-handedly slit her throat. Do you understand that?
Hey, I'm just here and smoking my marijuana.
I'm just letting you know.
It's not me you gotta tell.
Maybe this should find its way to Maury. Where is he?
He's probably off playing a game with Desi or Vernilli or Burgaface.
He really likes those games, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he keeps his mind off the pain. He's distracted.
What pain?
He's just got chronic pain. He's usually pretty open about it. That's what Vernilli's there for.
Okay.
He's had it since we've known him. I think most of what he does is to distract himself from the pain. I'm pretty sure he had mentioned back when we were up on, I don't know if it was when we were on the roof back in Yamari or whatever, but he used to be a really big follower of chaos and balance and justice and all of that. It's kind of his thing. It's what he did. It's what he preached to the people from his town. But then he got hurt. And for a lot of us, when you put so much faith into something, it's supposed to be balanced and supposed to be fair. You commit so much of your life to preaching that, and then you get a big ol' fuck you. Unless that's supposed to be fair. I don't know.
I think that's just life.
Yeah.
Well, it seems I'll have to have a conversation with Maury at some point.
He's an open book.
Because this is the closest I've actually had to a real family. I won't let anyone hurt them.
Well, I mean, we haven't. At some point, you guys have to trust us.
No offense, but I don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Not
I understand.
completely.
I feel you. You know my circumstances.
I do.
It's gonna be alright. We're gonna get where we need to go, and it's all gonna work out.
I really want to believe that.
You should let yourself.
Thanks, but easier said than done.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, on a lighter note. So, how's everybody doing? Actually, not a lighter note technically, but I guess lighter.
On
for
a lighter
me
note, your
because-
friend that died.
On
On a heavier note.
It's lighter for me
equally
because
dark note.
that's just totally Kethra. How's everyone coping with 6?
Everyone's coping in their own way. Fernelli took it really hard, but she, she's like the big sister to everybody.
Yeah, I get that from her.
So she's doing what she needs to do because that's what she does. I worry about her. She's always checking out on everybody else, but nobody really checks in on her. But besides Julep, who honestly, and I don't mean this in any bad way, but it wouldn't matter who it is. She just is she's an extreme person. So she feels things hard and a lot. And, it's kind of nice to know that if something were to happen to me, Julep would explode. In a detrimental, destructive, but also sweet way.
What exactly is her ability?
She taps into the weave, and it kind of can go a little wild.
What do you mean by that?
She will have something in mind, and then in addition to whatever it is that she's got, that she's planning, sometimes the weave just takes its own way with it.
Ah, so she's chaos. Good to know.
Yeah. She's pretty chaotic.
Nice. That could be fun.
Yeah, it's been pretty funny.
She wasn't
Sometimes.
such a crazy bitch. Maybe we'd be friends.
Yeah.
But
No. She doesn't make friends easy. I would say even, her and Takeo, I don't know if I'd say they're friends.
are they boning?
No.
You
I
sure
don't
about
think
that?
so. No, I'm not sure. And I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either.
I don't
know
wanna-
why I asked, but that's just the vibe
I don't know
got.
why you asked either. So about Zix, yeah, my dead friend. He's, I think we're going to do something. Maury has something planned the night before we get to Dahim. Because Zix wasn't really a big fan of the water. We didn't want to do any kind of ceremony out here and then commit him to his memory to the ocean. It's just vast. He liked to be on land. So
Makes sense.
we'll take care of it before we get to land. Just because I don't know if we'll have time. But everyone's doing all right. This is part of the job. Not the first person we lost. Definitely not the first person that we lost. That night at the assembly was brutal.
Did you lose a lot of friends?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Yuri.
Yeah. I'm told that your friend is worth it. So, what's 8 to 10 people in the light of that power?
She is worth it, but it doesn't diminish what they meant to you.
Yeah, they were some good folks. But this is a job. We'll keep going.
Business as usual.
For the most part.
I almost believed you, Yuri. Good job.
Yeah. Well, when you can just kind of go back and erase the thing that you just said, you're not really incentivized to become a good liar.
Yeah, because you're a shitty liar.
I know.
And don't ever do that to me. I'd probably be really pissed if you erase shit that I'm... Actually, could you erase some shit? There's a lot of shit from my childhood I would really like to go away.
Kay, did you just hit me with the flashy thing? Have you ever hit me with the flashy thing?
From Men in Black.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like, did you?
Wait, can you?
Like, did you ever? You didn't ever erase any of my memories or anything, did you?
No.
Okay.
I haven't needed to.
I might take you up on that at some point. If you ever
I
did
mean,
offer.
stuff that goes back real far, that's a whole thing. If we're talking like childhood memories, that's like at least a day of prep for me.
How much prep it would be to just remove one not too far away, not too long ago, if I needed it.
How long ago are we talking?
A couple months.
Probably a couple hours. It's easier when you're willing, so.
I don't want to forget them, but I do want to forget the last time I saw them.
Yeah. Oh, that I could do.
I might take you up on that someday.
Let's wait until I'm on dry land again, though. The rocking and the...
You're not gonna hurl, are you?
No, that's why I'm smoking my marijuana. Just like saying it.
I couldn't tell if you were
Noticed.
saying it to be for you to be cute about it or to avoid, I don't know, anything with the.
No, marijuana.
All right.
Take it. Bring it to Kai. See what happens.
Okay.
Have fun.
I'll try. See if he's game tonight.
I don't want to know.
Yes, you
Reaches
do.
in. Maybe a little.
Hey man, you ever wonder how it's like weird I drink blood, man?
Here. Kai,
It's time to get lit.
you in there?
We all share the cabin.
I was gonna say,
we all-
what the fuck?
I know, but she's like, she just wants to pull your ass out.
I'll be right out.
Getting his hair braided. By Ayla. Comes out.
That's what we do in there.
Hurry up.
What is it, Kethra?
Let's go. Come with me.
All right, where are we going?
Just stop asking questions and just come with me. We're gonna
Very,
go up on deck and we'll go, sit,
very well.
sit. I'm just gonna go, here,
What?
smoke this.
Why?
Because I fucking said so. Smoke it.
It's like every peer pressure I was told about as a kid. Fine. Happy now?
You like barely inhaled.
Breathing isn't really like a
It
thing.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just go with it.
Okay.
Just relax.
Yeah.
God.
I don't think I have mechanics for getting high.
I like to think he just like smoked it in because he doesn't breathe. It just came out his ears.
That's happened to me before.
I've seen that happen to people before.
It's happened to me.
They coughed, it popped out their ears, and I was like, ooh.
I just held on to it too long, and then my friend was like, "It's coming out of your ears," and I was like, "Pah!" It's like out my ears, out my mouth. It was. Oh, to be 15 again.
So. No one, I haven't had a chance to talk to you.
Yeah, it's kind of odd to find time away on this ship.
Yeah, we're like packed like sardines. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm surviving.
That's loaded. What happened?
I watched Zix murdered in front of me and I could do nothing.
I already know that.
I was powerless.
I know.
And when it's all said and done, I don't believe I'll ever go back home or be welcomed back.
Do you want to go back home?
If you had asked me when we first left, I would have said no. But I would like to speak with my sister again.
think she'll be receptive to that?
I don't know. We didn't leave on good terms. The last time we saw each other, I didn't think it would be the last time.
You very rarely do think it's going to be the last time you see someone. Whatever you decide, I'll support you.
Well, I'm not making any plans on it, as my grandmother has shown it's not safe to be around me. So I don't want to put anyone else in danger.
Do you really think that's going to scare me off?
Wasn't trying to.
Yes, you were.
Just making sure you know what you're getting into.
It's no different than the danger you're put in from being with me. No different than the danger all of us are in from being with one another.
I suppose you're right.
Instead of running away from your allies because you're afraid to make them a victim, maybe you should turn to them.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
It's been a while since we've talked about it, but when we were in that city underground, that thing took a memory from me. Can you tell me about the first night we met?
I'm glad we're alone. Do you want everything?
I don't remember it.
Okay. I hope you don't blush easily.
And fade to black.
Exactly, because I was like,
Well,
this is gonna get
first-
slightly pornographic.
Let's see.
3 hours later.
I thought you were going to say.
I can just show you.
That's what exactly. I thought it was like, I can tell you, or I could show
I
you.
knew everyone was thinking that. I was like, oh hell no. I was like,
Right
no,
here
that
on the
sounds
deck.
like every mid to early 2000s rom-com. I can show you.
Actually, it sounds like I should have heard that as a kid through the squiggly green and purple lines when you're trying to
Oh yeah, when you're trying
get through
to
the channel. Yeah,
when you try to see the little bits and pieces you can see on Skinamax.
Yep.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of us didn't have black boxes.
So yeah.
No, this is not.
Too bad for you.
Some of us had to make do.
Yes. Or they do.
So, you, unless there's something else, as the
So we're like 4 days from dock now.
or yeah, we'll say sure. If there is something you want to do on that day,
I'm gonna be in the kitchen with Amber.
okay.
And we'll just cut to it. And then the hole in the world, which was really weird. And then
Uh-huh.
the thing was just, and it was just nasty with the fucking things come. And then it was, and you should have saw the way that the guy did that fucking thing. And it's you've never seen anything like that. I tell you, it's. And then they gave us badges.
Who gave you badges? The tentacle worm thing in the hole?
Oh no, the mayor after we defeated it. You know,
Oh.
the badges were for the defeat, but it's not something I want to see again.
I'm glad that I'm on this boat.
And what are the great Amber's plans 5 days from now?
Oh, I'm just gonna stay on the tally-ho.
And go back and forth.
Yeah, with my jugs.
You do not think it'd be more profitable and possibly safer to get on the land and do something else?
No, I changed my hair color. It's fine. Nobody will know who I am. I'm not that important. As long as I don't go back to Yamari and hang out, I'll just stop off in Rosecaster from now on. Everyone's going to want to be on the Tally Ho. We had a dragon.
Yeah, you should probably not name names about that.
I mean, that's not up to me. You guys showed off your dragon. So, if everyone
He's always
wants
showing off that goddamn that dragon.
Well,
You know, I almost got a ticket in the city. It is not.
ticket,
He's
you
not
don't
even
say.
mine.
You don't say.
He is not even.
You're talking
mine,
to a
right?
fugitive and you want to tell me about your ticket, huh?
Almost ticket.
You're almost ticket.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I didn't even kill the guy, as far as I know.
It's something you have in common. You both were wrongfully accused of crimes that you did not,
crimes against the crown.
crimes that you did not commit.
Oh, I absolutely did smash him over the head with that iron. Yeah, that iron pan. But I didn't kill him.
Well, you know,
I wanted
sometimes, a lot of the times they have it coming.
Yeah. They've just been horrible to me the whole time.
Well, here's to new adventures.
Cheers. But yeah, I figure everybody's gonna want to come onto the ship that had the dragon and endless supply of jug juice.
Does anyone question that?
No, it's magic. It's not the craziest thing in the world. It's just
Big jugs.
big, huge knockers.
Wait, what?
They're
Knocks them
knockers.
together. He knocks them together.
It's like, wait a minute. Everyone try to visualize that right now.
Yeah. Just don't tell anybody that I'm a wanted criminal, and you keep your mouth shut.
Hey, I have been on your side this entire time.
Yeah, well, you're sitting here complaining about people talking about a dragon that you flaunt all over the place, and then I'm supposed to believe that you're not going to tell anybody.
I am
that
not the one
I'm-
flaunting it.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Have you ever spoken to the dragon?
No.
Oh my!
Why would I do that?
Don't.
I will not. Don't. I wasn't going to anyway. I'm not a big fan of dragons.
Neither am I. He is not pleasant to talk to. He stares right through you. It's the most
Well,
unsettling thing.
That's what
I've
you
ever
get.
seen.
It's a dragon.
I mean, it's not the normal one.
What do you mean? How would you know? How many normal dragons have you come across?
I have read the stories and the books. I know what a dragon is like.
Okay.
And he does not act like other dragons. He's quite judgy.
Dragons are incredibly judgmental. What books have you been reading?
Well, whatever was available at the library.
Well, then you skip the chapter where they talk about how judgmental they are. They're self-serving. Most of the time they're pretty nasty, even when they're trying to be nice.
Yes, he does click all the boxes now that you mention it. You're right. You're right. He does act like a dragon.
This fucking lady.
Beatrix is like listening.
Listening.
I mean, they can be helpful when they want to be, but ultimately, if you don't fit in with their plans, you're done.
Exactly. That is pretty much what he has said. That is.
So this dragon has told you that he's going to kill you all, and you're still hanging around with
I
him.
mean, he has not said he's going to kill us, but he is. If we do not go in line with whatever he thinks is going to happen with him and Eldon, there is zero.
That's a
sympathy.
dragon. I don't know what you thought you were getting into. That's why they don't get them. That's why when your people of your affluence get a dragon as a pet, they keep them very small. They keep them as babies when they can't talk or grow really, really big and then kill you
It's
in
the
your
talking
sleep
part
or
that's the worst.
when you're awake.
Fuck that kill me.
They're
first.
not.
Killing, I can take or leave.
It's really
It's
problematic. I just don't want you to speak.
It's really the talking me to death thing.
I mean, they're not pets. They're smarter than we are when they get full grown.
I do not know how big he's going to get.
It's like a goldfish. They get as big as they want, as long as they're in a, not in a tiny bowl.
Yes, unfortunately, he does not keep him in a tiny bowl.
Well, that was your first mistake, wasn't it?
I liked him when he was about this big.
That's why they keep them that way, and they put the magic collar around them to keep them babies. It's pretty sad and horrible to do, but otherwise it grows up and it kills you. Because it's like, what the fuck? I'm not a cow. Milking me for my jug juice.
Maybe that is the key.
Don't
To milk it?
If you milk Theratrix, I swear to God.
No.
I'm drawing a hard limit at milking Theratrix. You son of a bitch.
I don't think you can milk it.
Theratrix like,
No,
I've got
not
Ayla, can you milk me?
not milking it. No, I mean getting him to have a drink and loosen up, perhaps. He is tightly wound.
I mean, you can borrow one of my jugs if you want. Takes quite a bit to make a dragon drunk.
Yes, I do not think ale will do. Perhaps I can find something harder. Yes, maybe that will.
Does he
Make it more
drink
fun.
or eat?
I have never paid attention.
No,
I mean, he must, right? It is a living creature.
I have no idea. You got a dragon in your midst. You don't even know if it eats or drinks. It could have been eating your friends one by one, and you wouldn't even know.
No, I don't think he's going to do that. I mean,
Okay.
you're right. I need to pay more attention. But I will, if I see that he drinks.
It was a rare character break.
I know, like, who are we talking to right now?
I know, right? This is a fucking onion. Peeling things back.
This is the Russian doll.
Going for alternating between Cuba and Ayla.
Oh, Jesus.
The stories he could tell. I mean, when he disappears to wherever the fuck he goes. He says there's nothing, but there's got to be something.
When does he disappear?
When he unsummons him.
That's ominous.
One time he disappeared right out of thin air because there was an anti-magic field. That was amusing.
Just watch your back. Watch your back, girl.
Is Theratrix hearing all this shit
I
she
hope
is
so.
talking about him?
Theratrix is miles away.
I just think it's funny that he was like, the captain is saying a lot about this dragon. Hey, let me tell you everything about the dragon.
Hey, we're bonding
I
over
know.
criminality.
Yeah, you gotta watch yourself.
I mean, he has helped. He has come in handy and he's saved us quite a few times.
Has
so-
it served him to save you?
Yes, every single time.
Well, there you go again. I'm just telling
It's
you.
okay. It's all right, buddy.
You did.
I'm just
You're a
telling
good
you.
boy.
Dragons are self-serving, and they will serve themselves. You gotta go catch up on your reading. When
Well-
we get to maybe, I mean, I think Dahim is a pretty decently sized city. They might have a library there.
We are very limited on Yamari.
Yeah. Or you can wait until you get to the, if you're heading up to the capital city of Rilsk. It's past the
I
mountains.
do not know if we are going that far. But, yes.
Just watch out for that dragon.
Drunk dragon. What a thought.
Hey. I'll be, sending prayers up to Iara for you. That's what you, folks worship, right?
Yes, she
Creator.
is our creator.
Well, send some her way. Their way.
It will be fine. It will be fine. We are.
Whatever you say.
He is part of the group.
Dragons aren't part of any group. You gotta go read. Do some reading, Ayla. Calm those hips down and do some reading. Close
These
those
hips
legs.
do not come
Shit.
Put them on pause.
Fucking hell.
We are
Unwrap
entering
that tail.
an entirely new land. I make none of these promises.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
It's terrifying and exciting.
Well, you got somebody who speaks the language with you, so that's good.
Who?
Eldon, your buddy Eldon, who's from Iporia.
Oh, right,
And
yes.
speaks Iporian. Yeah. I've heard the accent, so I assumed.
I've got no idea what she's talking about.
I can do it too.
What accent?
Does Ayla speak Iporian?
I have a magical spell to let me speak it.
well. Well, just be careful around the dragon. That's all I'm saying. You want another drink?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Here you go.
And scene.
All right. A day or two remains as you get closer to Dahim. And on this night,
Theretrix is very displeased.
Just as a point, this whole time after the conversation that Iolite and had with Eldon, anytime she's around, like he doesn't avoid her, but he doesn't exactly make full eye contact with her. Like his eyes always seem to be just barely somewhere off, whether it's slightly down or wherever. Just he doesn't really like meet.
yeah. Okay. Iolite, can you roll me a D100 10 times
What the fuck?
as you spend the evenings that Eldon will not make eye contact with you?
See if Eldon's goes blind.
I thought it was for something like
Staring up and
210
connecting
No,
with
Yeah,
her.
but it has to be
I would look at it. I can also not remember.
10 times.
Yeah, because it's just 10 different days.
85.
Okay, that's not it for sure.
93.
All right, hold on. Let's see. That's sounding closer.
Are you going to count for me?
Oops.
it's easier to someone else. I know I could do those two things.
I was going to try and probably embarrass myself.
91 or higher. So, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, you got it. So, on that
Alright.
particular night, only a couple of, a few nights in, you are able to connect with, which one was it?
The Griffin.
The Griffin. Okay. You feel that energy, and you now have the ability to tap into its
Constellation.
that constellation.
How many do you have? Do you have that you can learn? Or,
Oh, to learn?
Or-
A lot. There's a lot.
oh,
Yeah. Didn't count them, but.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a while to do it, and you can't, after you do it, you can't try again for several days. I can't remember how many, but many. 2 weeks, 20 days in game. All right, so the night of that Yuri had alluded to. As you approach, you have like one more day, the captain says, before you end up in the port of Dahim. I'm going to say that Desi would definitely come and knock on your door to see if Iolite wants to join.
I like come out and play.
Yeah. I assume Eldon would probably be up. They're waiting until the night, until the stars come out, so doing your back and forth from the front and the back.
Is this the service for what's his face?
For Zix, yeah.
Oh,
You know, whoa, yeah, old, forgot him already.
So Desi just like raps on the door and leans in. So we're gonna, if anybody wants to join us, we're gonna just give our goodbyes to Zix. Just wanted to do it in sight of land because he wasn't a big fan of the sea.
I look at these two. Don't get up unless one of them does.
I look it up.
Yeah, Kai gets up.
All right.
You're
Right. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine.
gonna be a rockin' funeral, man.
You head up to the deck of the ship. They're kind of in a, I'm not going to say a circle or even like a semicircle necessarily. They're up against the edge, all looking out into the sea, the darkness, just pitch black darkness of the ocean. And Maury reads aloud from Zix's journal, where he had this poem that just makes absolutely no sense at all. But it's very Zix, and they kind of laugh about it, but Julep does not leave when you all approach. She stays there with Takeo, just kind of his hands on her shoulder. He's taller than her, and she's little. But everybody just looks out into the ocean, but it's towards where you know the port city is going to be, so you can't quite see it. You're still a little ways out. But they spend like an hour or so just talking about him and remembering some iffy scenarios that he put himself in. You get the impression that he really liked to experience other people. And so Fernilli stays actually very quiet during this. And at a certain point leaves everybody to go off on her own. But they keep it really simple. You do not see them put anything out like into the ocean. They don't like drop or like put any ashes out there. They don't drop a body over the side or anything like that.
Captain's not looking.
At this point, it'd be kind of mushy.
Splash.
It's been a couple
Slush.
Yes.
Petrify.
Poor Zick. No, I was going to say
Somebody's
poor
got
Zick's
petrified,
chum now.
I was
He's
gonna
just
say the
liquid.
chum in the water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor guy's liquid.
Also, when I die, don't read my journal at my funeral, please. That is like quite a thing to do.
Well, you also
Rude,
kind
right? Now that you say that, yeah,
For real,
you,
yeah.
you get the impression though when he's like flipping through it or whatever, there's nothing in this that's like
He wasn't like a deep thinker.
no.
Does it
This
say
was
on the
not-
front, when I die, please read this at my funeral?
This is the
out
poem
loud.
they read. Stop collaborating.
Right, like he
Do you
chose.
Did you write a poem for Zick?
No, I didn't.
Damn.
I didn't.
I was hoping you did.
You should. You write poems. You write poems sometimes, so you should write it.
I'm gonna just write one.
It's
I
like
can't write as Zix.
the sky, beautiful, green grass. There were birds.
My
One
face is green.
spot.
So he thought he was writing haikus.
He reads like it's like being telegraphed. Like, boop, 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 stop.
I tripped on the way to the market.
Fucking stool.
Fucking stool. Oh, there's probably a whole poem about
Stool,
the stool.
I love you. Always there when
Stool,
I want to
didn't
sit.
mean it.
This is my stool. My stool is me.
There are many like it,
But
but this one is mine.
My stool has 3 legs.
And so do I.
Wow, that snapped me right out of what I was going to say to Pat.
Now I
Yeah.
just see Zix as a tripod walking around.
He's really took to heart when he said you like to experience people. Six
Yeah,
was
that
more
changed it all for
experience.
me.
Swinging.
See, my mind did go into the governor when you said he likes to experience people. I was like, okay. You can probably see it on playback, but all right. But I let it go. But thanks.
You said he used daggers and knives. He
Yeah.
had that hammer on him.
Oh yeah. The hammer.
He was swinging that hammer.
The hammer is my penis.
And there's even several illustrations.
Every poem at the end is like, and that was actually my penis. Everything's like a euphemism.
Well, that's what Dr. Horrible.
But I want there to be a doodle in the corner of the
Dr. Horrible
stool and
reference.
the penis in the corner with like little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna go. I'm gonna bring her back home so she can meet the hammer, and then he comes back over. The hammer is my penis. Yeah. So they keep it real light, in part because you joined and Julep is there, and she's just staying quiet, but they don't want to spark her.
I want to imagine that all this talk was actually Astrom's End talking about Zix. Like out of this.
Yeah. And that's as they say goodbye to Zix. Actually, Maury tears out the poem that he read, and then he folds it up into this like little crane, and then he just goes and like lets it out into the ocean in the direction of the city, and then tucks the rest of it away. Thank you for joining us. I think he would have been proud of this. I honestly don't know. We'll miss him.
It sure sounds like it.
All Eldon's thinking is now we all know why Juniper's so mad.
That hammer.
Yeah. Sure, the hammer. Yeah, fucking.
Not on the receiving end of that.
No.
His own personal Mjolnir. Yeah.
Hammer of justice.
She the only one who could pick it up.
He was laying down some law. Okay.
Oh, damn.
All right, so the port city of Dahim. You see it the next day. It's probably the best thing you've seen in weeks is your destination, the port city. Very busy. You've seen more ships as you start to approach. It's going to take you until the end of the day to get there, but as you approach, you just start seeing more ships coming and going. Very different feel from Yamari Island and Rosecaster Island. It's not as colorful. There's still more color. I'm not a fan of the whole drab medieval bullshit thing. So there's more color, but not the same. The architecture, you can already tell, is a lot more pointed, and there's just a lot less flowery, colorful fanfare. You approach, the captain is very excited. Where is Theratrix as you're getting close to here?
He would still be. How close are we? Are we within sight?
You're within. So you're getting to a point where other ships are going to be passing by you, and if he's hanging out around, people are going to be like.
He'd be on ship.
Okay.
Put a hat on him so it's disguise him like a crew member.
I know you've never played it, but there's a part in the game Final Fantasy VII where this lion fire wolf creature thing called Red 13 is. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I can't even explain it to everybody else. 'Cause
I know
it would take too
what
long.
it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's dressed in a sailor's costume at one point, or like some sort of soldier uniform, and it's completely obvious to you. But for
And
some,
he's like walking around.
but for some reason, no one else in game like notices or pays any mind. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, look at that cool soldier, a sailor. But to us, it's like this
There's a
really
tail.
goofy, fucking obvious thing.
The live-action Scooby-Doo movie when they dress Scooby up as an old lady to get him on the plane.
Yeah, fucking nailed it. It's exactly the same.
So, you pull up to the dock. The captain is very excited. Just says, "It's been a pleasure having you on board. So much clout. We're gonna make a lot of money as being the only ship, merchant passenger ship, that can boast having been protected by a dragon. So I thank you all. We're gonna make a lot of money."
Glad that we could help.
And I'll let them all know it's
Should
the
we
woven
claim
faith.
royalties or something on this? 25%?
Perhaps a free passage back.
Sure, anytime. When you head back.
You've been a most gracious and skilled captain.
Thank you. Well, good luck.
Thank you very much. It has been a fantastic experience.
All right, get the fuck off my boat.
I'm being polite.
Iolite shoots her a look like seriously.
So, as you disembark from the tally-ho and step onto the dock of Dahim, you're immediately struck by the stark contrast between this port city and the tropical island you left. The city sprawls out before you. It's a blend of old-world charm and practicality. There's a striking fusion of ancient stonework and functional design in this ancient, in the architecture, I mean. Tall, sturdy buildings, steeply pitched roofs, constructed from local gray stone. They rise up against the backdrop of this mountainous horizon. There's just mountains all to the west and stretching off into the distance. The streets are paved with cobblestones, weathered by countless footfalls and the passage of time. As you make your way into the heart of Dahim, there's this, the bustling port reveals its character. The air is filled with mingling scents of fresh seafood, pungent herbs, the occasional hint of smoke from chimneys. It's cooler here, much cooler than the tropical islands.
When we had talked about it a while ago, I always imagined it more like even the beach is more like a New England style beach. It's just like that
Rocky bullshit beach.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not like the sandy, beautiful beaches of like Yamari or Rosecastle. It's more. I always pictured like New England or even like the UK, like that just rocky.
You can hear merchants that are calling out their wares. You can see stalls that have goods from across the continent. There's things from primarily, obviously, Iporia, but where Dahim is, there is Aprana is to the northeast across a very like hilly area that is often where Apranans who are coming from their main continent like come through. Eldon would know that there is a section of Iporia that is contentious where the Iporians believe it is theirs, but the Apranan are saying it's theirs, and both sides believe that they are correct. And so they're, again, as much as you can own a particular area, they kind of fight over it, and both sides of the argument cannot be swayed that it wasn't theirs first. Currently, it is owned or claimed by, I'm going to pull up my map. So, I will share you're down here in Dahim.
I totally did not spell that correctly.
D-A-H-Y-M-M.
We didn't expect you to, brother. No worries.
D-A-H-Y-M-M.
I spelled it like a Klingon word. There's like an apostrophe in there and shit.
So to the north, through this very hilly Iporia region and up into the Vivaria, is that an R or a K? Vivaria region. There are these three towers, the spires, that separate this contentious area. Everything in purple is the queendom of Aprana.
And they're not friends?
No.
Okay.
They are not friends. In the first few sessions, when there was the assassination, that was the Iporians coming together with the Apronans in a neutral space on Yamari Island to discuss the issues that they are having. You would remember that the ambassador that you spoke with, Euthris, is the ambassador in charge of war planning, which I believe there was a little bit of a discussion there that happened where they were upset because they had sent the ambassador of war planning to discuss with the Apronans. So basically, like, you already came prepared for this discussion to go a certain way if you're having us talk to the ambassador of war. So, anyway, the Vascan Mountains are very, like, you're in a city, so it's not like it's overtaking it. This is every square is how many miles? Shit, 20 miles, I believe. Yeah. So it's a while, it's far out there, but it's kind of just out in the distance there. And there's this edge of mountains as well. So, a mountainous region very different from where you came from. And the only way to get where Eldon would want to be going is to go up through, at least the safest way. You can try to go any other way, but the one that has been paved for you is to go up through the Iporia region, through the very hilly area, and then through the Vascan Mountains and up. And then I'm not sure exactly where the it would either be here or here, likely, is the Keeper's Nest.
I'll send you all that stuff finally.
And there's like, this is a kingdom of like dragon born people, right?
As
or
you,
lizard folk and
Yeah.
Yeah, as you step off of the ship and make your way through, the majority of the folks here are lizard folk, dragonborn. There are humans, there are dwarves and whatnot, because the Apranan area is mostly like dwarves and some elves, half-elves, humans. But Yuan Ti, mostly reptilian type and dragon people here.
Before we get off the ship, or as we step off the ship onto land, Eldon's going to stop and he's going to be just kind of looking into the distance where the mountains are. And Theratrix is still there, so he'll put his, almost like how you would put your hand on somebody's shoulder, but it, he has wings, so it's a little awkward. And just kind of gaze off into the mountains. Do you wish to stay? Or it might call a lot of attention to us in the city. But I'll respect your wishes if you want to stay.
Whatever you think is best. I don't want to hinder us by being a distraction.
It might be best. So, with his hand still on his shoulder, he'll turn at the mountains, like both of them looking, realizing like, they're home. And while looking at the mountains, he'll dismiss Theratrix.
The captain goes, "Aw," from behind. I have enough witnesses.
No one will believe you.
Okay, so you are in Iporia. Astrim's End disembarks with you. And they say, Mori says, "So our journey across land begins now. We'll be together for quite some time. But we'll be truthful with one another, no more hiccups."
I assume we get provisions for our journey?
It would be good. We can stay in local inn. We can take our time, really, if you'd like. Day or two to rest.
It's up to Iolite.
Well, it's up to everyone. I don't think resting's a terrible idea.
Might not be a bad idea to shake off our sea legs.
We might need some clothes. I don't think we got any before, right? It's cold here.
How much colder? Did you say we were like in spring?
Yeah, so you were in this tropical area of 70s and 80s. You're probably like in the 50s, 60s.
Where we're going, it'll be much, much colder.
My elven cloak
that's
of
right.
comfort.
I was going to say she's going to be so mad, but no. If, like, looking at, as we're, like, all disembarking, I'm guessing probably not, but does Maury have any... Ayla wants to, like, kind of see if she notices Maury having any particular, like, luggage or, like, thing that looks like it would be holding something she cares about.
Make a perception check. I can't give you investigation because you would have to, like,
Yeah,
like,
she wouldn't be
but
able to, like,
perception,
snoop.
yeah. Like he's walking out with a bag, and you're like,
What's in that stone-shaped bag?
18.
So Maury has luggage with him in that he's got like a backpack and we'll say like a side bag that he carries off.
Fanny bag.
And a fanny pack.
Yes.
All of us
He seems
have
like a fanny pack type.
packs,
They all have
They made me
matching ones.
They all
That made me
have matching
unreasonably
ones,
happy
and
for some reason.
It's got AE embroidered on it.
Are they even called fanny packs anymore? Because people like wear them across their chests and shit now.
Yeah, we
It's
call
still
those
a fanny
cowards.
Fanny pack.
I've got a fanny pack. I bring it on the kayak. I bring it when I run.
Yeah.
They're great. I don't care if I look weird when I wear it.
Everybody
They're
has
back.
everybody
They're
has
back
them
now.
now, so like it's not a weird thing.
I proudly
It's
wear
just-
it right on the side.
Yeah,
or
I
the
see
front.
people
I
wear
don't give a
them
shit.
that way.
I've seen them wearing that way too, but I
I don't give a
noticed
shit.
more
the
now than they
stylish
used to. It
ones.
used to be like slung
This is
around.
actually
you.
technically a fanny pack.
There you go.
It's just I wear it across my
can be
chest.
both.
It's not.
It's not the classic, like, not the lip shapes, yeah.
Almost like a triangle.
It has to sit.
Right on the side of your
To
head.
be a fanny pack, it has to look stupid. It's like a law. All right? You can't have a fashionable one. Then it's just
Sorry.
a side pack.
Sorry.
Right?
Sorry.
I see you nodding.
You're out of the club.
I am
I'm not cool.
taking it all in.
No, you're too cool. That's why it's not a fanny pack.
So I'm being ostracized for being too cool.
Too cool. Sorry.
Yeah, get out of here. You're
Never once
Cool
happened
kid.
to me before.
beat it, not nerd. Yeah, beat it. Cool kid. Get out of here.
Okay.
Looking at his stuff.
She comes in with a donkey.
She's taking the keys.
So looking at what Maury has, I mean, it could be, the shards are not big, so he really could have it anywhere.
I don't think I actually ever asked. Roughly how big are the shards?
The one that you found was,
Like golf ball sized? Or?
they're not round, they're like chips. Like chipped, jagged.
So like this big,
part of a
like
crystal.
like the rubber die or the goop, what do you call it? Jump this one right here?
The two that you've
bouncy
seen, well, one is embedded inside of you, so you can't really see, but the other one was one you all didn't see it, but it's
like
only a couple of,
like a disc?
They're probably not uniform because
Yeah,
they
they're
broke,
not uniform.
so they could be different sizes actually.
yeah.
Just in case we saw one.
Happen upon them.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. They could be big, small, medium. The one that you found was only
We
could
come
fit in your
across ones
hand
the
that you
size
could
of this
hold
one.
it, and nobody saw you holding it.
Right.
Yeah. So you are in a city. What would you like to do? I will say some landmarks that are here. So you're in the Grand Harbor. It's like a kind of expansive. The city is built around this port, so it's the major hub of commerce and people coming in and out, offloading, walking through. Lots of fishmongers or traders. There is a massive lighthouse that stands at the harbor's edge. At the center of the city, you would know that there's a place called Vascan Crossing, which is a marketplace where the merchants all sell things. And there's street performers there. There is a keeper's hall, the Hall of the Keepers. There is a stone structure that serves as like a meeting place and ceremonial hall for the local keepers. Then there's the Temple of the Weave, a temple that is dedicated to the weave, and so it's a non-denominational temple. And the Dragonspire Keep, that's a fortified structure that serves as the residence for the ruling Dragonborn. One of the things that's pretty common in this Iporian area and the region, our neighbors are like
Really
going crazy with their toys. Dragonborn are at the head of most things. The king and the queen are Dragonborn. The most of the government leaders, people who are in charge, like there is, even as you walk through the city, it's not that there's a outward show of like people don't have to bow down every time they see a Dragonborn or anything. There's just this general acceptance that the Dragonborn are higher status than you. The people walking around with a breath weapon that can destroy you are formidable, and they own it, and other people do not seem to fight back against that. So while you are stronger than the average person that's walking around in the city, you can also kind of tell that the Dragonborn just inherently feel like they think they're better than you.
Got that swagger.
Mm.
What was this fucking, that quote, the exaggerated swagger of a, what was it?
The mediocre white man.
No, but that's funny. No,
That's what we
can't
always
remember.
say. The confidence of a mediocre
Yeah, carry
white man.
yourself with the confidence of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, somebody said something at one point that lit the fucking internet on fire, and I can't remember the exact quote now.
Swagger type?
No, that would be funny too, though. But it was just something like incredibly dumb. Fuck. Now I'm even dumber because I can't remember the quote.
It'll come to you. Give it time.
2:00 in the morning.
I got it.
There's the Verdant Grove, which is a public park that is very beautifully maintained, and a library called the Scholars Library, which is this ancient building that's filled with tomes and scrolls, and they host lectures there as well. So that's what you've got.
Ayla's just looking around here and there, taking in the smells, but she's also kind of racist and paranoid, so her hood is up and her tail is wrapped around her waist so that you cannot see it or half of her face. Definitely not the horns.
Well, so you mean she's afraid of, like, humans for the most part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
so she's
in
being
general,
cautious.
it's a whole new place, but, you know, all the stories of the outside world sucks. They all hate you and want to kill you. So it's like, this is so cool. Look at that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's just like a childlike wonder and excitement with a sense of dread.
I mean, that's not typically racist, but okay.
Okay, bad word to use.
She's being cautious of her surroundings, given that tieflings make up a fraction of a percentage of the population on a port in Eleothis.
Being racist
Eldon's
by
gonna throw
assuming
his hood
everyone else
on
is
and
racist.
just kind of, even though this is like more of home territory for him, he's still like migrating towards like the back of the line, like of our group.
Okay. Are you heading to anywhere in particular? Are you looking for a place to stay? What are you
Assuming
doing?
we'd be following Astrom's End since they're kind of the ones with the plan here.
Okay. So you're following Astrom's End. They are, as they're just wandering through, you can see they've gotten really excited. Just the air of everything has changed as they are off that boat. You know, it was a long trip, and you can tell that they're relieved to be back on solid ground. At one point, actually, right when you get off of the ship, Julep runs over to the ground, and she does that, like, totally stereotypical, like, gets down and kisses the ground. It's like, I fucking love it here. I fucking love it. And then she turns to Maury and she's like, don't. I need at least a year before I get back on a fucking boat. Not another fucking boat. And he's like, I will do what I can. There's no boats in our near future. She's like, dear, well, there's not. But besides that, they're looking for a place to stay. So why don't one of you roll an investigation check to find a place to stay?
I'm okay at them.
No, I only got +1
Yeah,
investigation.
mine's only a +1, so I'm not going to volunteer.
+3.
It's you.
Natural 20 for a total of 23.
Ooh, find someplace nice.
Okay. So
Bonus the
you,
Ritz. Nice.
yeah, you have your pick.
The Four Seasons Iporia.
You find several options. There's, on the higher end, the Gilded Goblet.
I heard Gilded Goblin for like a half a second until that T
I
hit
heard-
kicked in.
I heard gelded goblin, which I don't know if you know anything about horses, is not something that you. Yeah, I was gonna say you went to an Aggie school, didn't you? So now you understand why I just went,
So there's the Gilded Goblet. There is the
Not the Gilded Goblin.
no,
We'll have to explain that one in the after show.
the Pints and Potatoes, which is on more of a it's more affordable, we'll say. And the, let's see, the Don't Go In, which is really low on the list.
That is perfect.
Definitely has bed bugs.
I don't even know if it has
I mean-
beds. It might just have piles
No,
of
it's just
has
got,
a bed
just got
bug.
bugs.
No
Just
bed.
bugs.
Yep.
straw and bugs.
Straw and bugs. You get to cuddle with a rat at night, right?
If you're lucky.
Oh.
You have to
But-
catch the rat
I paid
yourself.
extra for the
But a
rat.
continental breakfast.
You get to cuddle with the rat and then eat it in the morning. Fucking horrible.
Went from my cuddle buddy to my breakfast. That's fucked up.
That's why you don't go in.
We are not going there.
We are
I-
not going in.
I hate you for that.
Hell no.
That was.
I'm not apologizing.
You shouldn't. You should not.
So, we have a couple of options depending on how much we want to spend.
I'm not gonna be that shithole up there.
Okay, so we have two options. There's the Gilded Goblet, that's a bit pricey. And the, sorry, what was the second one?
Pints and Potatoes.
Then there's the Pints and Potatoes, more mid-level.
We have spent a month at sea. We are going to spend who knows how long trudging through wilderness. I say we spend on ourselves the comfort that we may not get again for quite a while.
Can't fault that logic. Is anyone against? Alright then. Guess we're going to the nice place for the night.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Maury and crew, they say, well, there's a bit more of us than you, so we're going to go to the Pints and Potatoes.
I thought we were gonna go to the Don't Go In.
Just save a little bit of money. No, I would not go to the
You have
Don't.
to fight the rat to get your bail. You have to fight the rat first to get your bale of hadals.
The rat is the owner.
He owns
I'm
this
just picturing him like Rizzo from
Yeah, thank you, exactly. I was trying to remember the name so fast and I
Room
couldn't.
for the Night.
Yeah, I
You
can get
see-
you a room. It's just gonna cost you 20,000 gold.
Imagine you have
Desi's
to fight Templeton.
Desi's face kind of drops when he hears Maury say that they're going to go to a different place, and he sidles up to Iolite. So is there room for me to hop on to the Gilded Goblet train?
Oh, I'm sure there is. I don't know how many like rooms we're getting or anything yet, but I'm sure, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
There's always space for you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd like to. Stay close.
Is Maury gonna care?
I don't think so.
I'm standing right here.
In fact, I do care.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do
I'll
you have
just
to like
help.
ask permission?
No.
Go ask your dad.
No, I'm fine.
Why do we treat this guy so much younger than what he is?
He's the same age as all of you.
I know, but like I
Treating
just
him younger.
feel like he's a child half the time, but
I
through
mean,
our
you're playing
interactions,
children.
He's like a sweetheart.
Yes.
All right.
Cuba, you're the only one not playing a child, just so you,
Yeah.
you understand
Here's a
that.
32-year-old.
We're all...
I only said ask permission because Maury is like, I don't know, they're just like a crew.
I know.
I don't know how
Just
like weird he was about.
in my mind, is just like I
Not
just
me, I was
feel
just
like
being
we just baby him a lot. Like I just feel
Oh.
like he's a
He's kind
teen.
of a-
Like
he's
I feel
kind
like
of a
he's
poor thing.
15
Yeah,
versus
exactly.
like
Yeah,
being like in
he's
his 20s.
That's the best way to put it. He's a poor thing.
Yeah.
He's
We've
fragile.
already called those coitadings. We called it I coitading.
Yes.
Poor
It's to be
thing.
handled with gentle gloves.
Just throw him a
I
stuffed
quit
bear and he'll freak the fuck out.
Oh no! Don't walk past like that toy store with all the bear like stuffed teddy bears in the window.
Instead of one of the little monkeys with the thing, the symbols, I'm gonna get him a little bear one so he freaks the. Yeah. Gonna wind that thing up and just send it into the room.
Mean.
Baragram.
He runs off to go talk to Maury. You see a little like excited back and forth, and then Maury just pats him on the arm, and then he comes back to you. Okay. Good to go.
What's Fernally's reaction?
She's all smiles, just looks at Maury and watches she gives Desi a hug before he like runs off, and then she makes eye contact with Iolite just for a second and like thumbs up, and then that's it.
Now it's an even number. Isn't that great, guys?
Eldon shuts the fuck down. Like everything in his eyes is just like he turns almost like into a fucking Terminator. Like there's zero emotion. There's no nothing.
Desi just says, "Yeah, they'll meet up with us probably like tomorrow evening, and we can just connect and come up with some plans." And I mean, we can go to the Pint and Potatoes. They've got good food there, says Maury.
No. For now, it is a celebration of dry land.
Yeah. Desi looks at Eldon, and you're back home. That's got to be a good feeling.
It's wonderful.
Doesn't seem like it. Are you being sarcastic? I'm not really good at picking up sarcasm.
Eldon's walking right by him with like that classic. He doesn't do it on purpose. The wind kicks it up. He's
Yeah.
not being dramatic. It's just the world that's dramatic. With the fucking cape, cape flips up and he just walks right past him to where he knows where this place is.
It's cold here.
Yeah.
Perhaps we're adjusting.
Perhaps we could all use a drink.
Yes.
Well, you think he's still mad about the gift?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
He's mad about probably a whole new thing.
Oh, shit. All right. All right. Let's go.
Friends.
Pals.
Let's go, Wonder Friends.
He locks his arms with us. He's just like.
Yeah, walking through the streets, it's a very different world. There are All shades of Dragonborn, so metallic and then chromatic, just all varying types. Lots of mixtures like you saw in terms of lizard folk with Dragonborn, or Yuan Ti with lizard folk, and there was another group that I said lizard folk, Dragonborn, Yuan Ti, and I can't remember.
Kobolds?
Dwarves.
Kobolds, yes. And then, yeah, there are dwarves and humans, like, scattered throughout.
There's a rampaging group of them run by.
What's going on in their large, loud creatures that they're riding through the streets. As you approach, so you are on your way, you can see the Gilded Goblet. Already, as you get closer, you can tell the difference between the pints and potatoes and the people that are staying at the Gilded Goblet. As you come forward, people are kind of giving you a side eye, like you're just not dressed for the occasion.
My cloak is Eldon, mate. It is fucking fancy and nice.
Yes,
So fuck
everyone
them.
else though.
Everyone but you, yeah.
You
They're all
do.
bums.
You see a couple of groups that look like they could probably also be adventurers, but their clothing is a little bit higher end across the board from everybody. Heading into the Gilded Goblet,
Eldon would be in front of everybody. When I get to the counter, he's gonna ask, "How much for a room?"
that is so the innkeeper there is a silver-scaled dragonborn. She says that is 2 gold per occupant per night.
He's gonna take out 2 gold, slap it down, slide it across. Which one?
Which one? What?
Which room? Sorry, I didn't know if we were talking as you or as...
My Gerard 3 will send you to your room.
Gerard the Third.
Gerard 3.
Is he getting his own room?
Yes.
I guess as he walks away with Gerard,
And Gerard 3 comes over. He's
Gerard
a
3.
green
Please, sir.
lizard.
I shall lead you to your
Yeah.
room, sir.
Come this way.
Walk this, way.
No, this way. Like this. No, I have to write Gerard 3 because that's what I said. They don't do names, people.
Wasn't your hump on the other side? I have a hump.
So Eldon goes off to his own room.
Oh.
What are you all doing?
This group, now we need to do a Mel Brooks movie night. Dice Dragon Mel Brooks movie night. Well, as he
Stalks off.
stalks off his... I guess I just
Nope, not mumbling. Just fucking Terminator walking.
put the hood down, flash award-winning smile. I go, the rest of us will take 2 more rooms. And I just put a bunch of gold down to cover all of it.
I suppose we can do that. Typically it's 2 to a room, but
I'm sure these 2 would like some privacy. And
I don't ask any questions. Not my business.
the 3 of us would be fine in the same room together.
Well,
I mean, that one is small. He does not take up much room.
to Desi.
Yeah.
He's very small.
Teeny teeny.
Thin and narrow, too.
Micro.
Ouch.
I know. Eldon's very mad.
Oh, I thought he was
He's not
done.
even here anymore.
I know.
No, he's just yelling
Nope.
it down. He's yelling it down from the elevator room.
You small
So
dick
roll a
asshole.
persuasion check.
I was waiting for that.
So
Oof.
what are you rolling for?
So that's a 12. Thank God for
Still
my
use
plus
your
10.
thing.
Use your inspiration.
I mean,
But why waste it?
Because what else are we going to use it
Yeah,
for?
you only have a few minutes left.
30.
Fine.
I'm going to roll a 1.
She shakes her head.
I thought
really
she was gonna
cranks
say
up the
shake
charm
something
to
up.
Slaps them on the fucking table.
It's the booty
Just
she
leans
shake.
over on the
She's not strong in the
counter.
chest.
Drop them out.
That was some good spin on that.
It's 16.
Okay.
That song, drop them out. Let me see. That's all I can think of when you said that.
Big old
Yeah.
ladies.
Drop
Looking
'em
real
out,
pretty.
let's
Come on,
see
let
it.
me get in the retro blues. You think I don't know like 15 of that guy's songs? Wheeler Walker Jr.
This is why we're friends. This is
Let me
why
see
we're
them
friends.
knockers. Let me get a good look at them. Baby, come
I
on.
think
Yeah.
we can do that.
I know the whole.
And your name?
I know who to bring
Ayla
up. I know
Myrea.
who to bring up for karaoke.
Have you heard of her?
I have now.
I don't think many people would know me beyond going forward.
Not yet, I guess.
Do we have a celebrity in our midst?
Oh, yes.
Only where I'm from.
And where is that?
Yamari Island.
I've heard beautiful things.
It is quite lovely. You should make a time to go there.
Absolutely. I will. Harriet 4 will come bring you to your room.
Harriet.
After a certain point, do they stop naming their children? They're just born in clutches, so they're like, you're Harriet 1, 2, 3,
Harriet
4. It's like, yeah, it's like all the females in this batch of eggs are Harriets. All the other ones are whatever.
Harry. Oh, well, yeah.
Gerard, Emmanuel, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wasn't Cryon's guy Gerard?
Yeah.
Pet?
Maybe that's why.
Different Gerard.
Different Gerard.
Yeah.
Not Lizard Gerard.
No. That's why I said 3, because I was like, I already used this name. I'm gonna have to put a 3.
Now you
in
have
for
room
it.
to have a 2 in there, too, in the future.
There's a 2 somewhere.
Somewhere in
Believe
the
it or
world.
not, someone else is named Gerard in this world.
Gotta collect them all.
Yeah. There's also 3 more Harriets you have to find.
Oh, fuck.
So, a yellow scaled lizard folk comes over, dressed. They're all dressed very impeccably, and just says, "Come this way, please."
Their
Brings
voices
you.
coming out of these dragon people is very strange.
Most soft-spoken.
I do love it though. I
This-
made it with my strong hands.
Over time, their larynx evolved to be softer.
So Gerard brings you to your room. What is there anything Eldon's doing in his room?
Throwing shit down. No, just like
Are you pulling a Led Zeppelin? Are you trashing this room and sodomizing someone with a shark?
Jesus.
Well, that escalated
Cuba.
quickly.
That went from 0 to a fucking
In his mood,
10,000.
that's pulling a Led Zeppelin.
Sodomizing a shark. I did that.
No,
That was
not a shark. Not sodomizing the shark. Using the shark.
For the act of sodomizing someone else. Equally aggressive.
I didn't do it.
I don't know. I think using the shark is a bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
And we just greased the rails that we are now flying off. Just so you know.
Think about how the shark felt.
Something else is getting greased with that shark.
Oh no!
Hopefully
That was
grease.
when
You
we
don't
got greased.
spit on something like that.
I guess we have jumped the shark. Officially.
Mine is in the fucking gut.
So no, nothing.
No sharks.
None of those things.
None of those things happen.
What's
Sure.
a jug of only brown M&Ms on...
Fresh white Nikes. No, he's gonna just kind of like angrily put his stuff down, and then he'll sit in the room for a little while, try to calm himself down. Even though on the outside, you wouldn't. He would look very emotionless.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he's enraged, like that you would see it. It's just he looks very deadpan. And then he's gonna wait. He's gonna wait there.
Okay.
Mostly because I want to see what everyone else is gonna do.
All right.
Please tell me that all the rooms are adjoining. So we can have the...
Hello.
Yeah, why not?
They have those paper walls like that slide out like in Japan.
Have you ever tried to angrily fucking slam one of them little doors? You can't do it.
It's like angrily trying to zip up a tent. And then they slip off.
The sad thing is I actually had one of those doors when I was a kid, and I tried slamming it. For real. Yeah, it doesn't work.
it doesn't
You just break it. Just break it.
Just rip it right off the hinges. Oh, absolutely.
So you two go to your room. The three of you go into the room. How are the rooms set up?
Are they all next to each other, probably?
I guess so. Did our attendant lead us into a different direction from him, or
No,
same?
you're all joined.
Okay, so the rooms are next to each other.
Sure.
Okay.
Joined with a door between them?
Yes.
That's not very fancy.
It's
Locked.
It's gonna go like this:
They're
Eldon's room, Kai and Kethra, and then Iolite,
Desdeer.
and Ayla. So that way, Eldon is as far away from the room.
We're
so
insulating them.
Yeah, it creates even more tension because he doesn't know what's going on in the room next to him. He can't even like.
Oh, he doesn't want to.
How ritzy is this place? Do they all have their own facilities in the rooms, or is it a common?
Yeah, they all have their own facilities. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Kelly's going, taking a bath, bye! It's like, I'm disgusting.
Oh, yeah, you've been on that ship for a few.
Yeah.
Kai's just gonna kind of look around the room. I'm picturing there's a fireplace in near the window, and then the bed. It's kind of more towards the center, so it's kind of like a open, like one giant open room.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just gonna kind of look out the window, and because now he's closer to home, so he's just kind of gonna be looking around for anything that looks familiar. And he's gonna wait for the times right. He's also going to take that bath because a few weeks on a ship, yeah.
All right.
Smelling a little ripe, yeah.
Everyone bathing.
Prestidigitation just doesn't cut it anymore.
Well, I mean, you're still putting on, the same clothes. It's
Gross.
It's like your clothes are only going through the dry clean. They're never getting
Just
fully washed.
Taking all your clothes off and only throwing them in the dryer instead of the wash.
Yuck.
So everybody's getting clean. Desi, while you all are getting yourselves clean, he leaves, and when you're done, he's back. And he says, they have a really great dinner menu. Well, not really a menu, just kind of sit down and they serve you. And everyone was giving me really bad, dirty looks because they think of my clothes. So I think it would be great if we all went down and just ate dinner with all the people looking at us.
I do not have any clothes that fit you, I do not think. But
No, I'll wear this. It'll be great. Everyone will give us looks like we're not supposed to be here, but we're here and they can't do anything about it.
Perhaps you should bathe.
Yeah, I'll do that first.
Okay. You can look like a bum, but please.
Don't smell
Bathe.
like
You
one.
need to smell like a bum.
When he's done bathing, he's actually gonna knock on both doors. Knocks on obviously the
Just
closest
go
one
down
first.
the hallway. Everybody wake up!
Yeah. He's like, knock, 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 knock on your doors. On your door. The two of you. We're gonna have dinner.
It's very exciting.
Sounds it.
I guess we'll meet you down there.
Oh.
You can't
Yes.
miss us. Everyone else is dressed real nice. It's gonna be funny.
They might need a couple minutes.
Okay. I'm not trying to rush him. I'm just saying it's gonna be funny.
You're gonna hear on the side. Does everyone think we're boning?
I think so.
Are you not?
Through the wall. That's not canon.
Don't worry, Eldon. I'll let you know when we do, so you can listen like a creep if you want.
Desi comes over to Eldon's and knocks on the door. We're gonna go down and
Right halfway through that first knock, the door's going to open, and Eldon's going to be probably the best you've seen him dress. Is his keeper's finest, I guess, instead of the traveling clothes or the... It's not ceremonial, but the only difference I can think of is instead of the brown Jedi robes, it's like when Luke has the nice white ones in the sequels. That's a nerd reference, sorry. Everything's super shiny. He's all very, very clean. And I don't think you guys have actually you've seen it, but at least you have. But his keeper's emblem is now on, out. So he's very obviously like, this is him. This is not hiding anymore.
Which I believe the last time that Iolite saw the Keeper's emblem was being buried in the ground.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So Desi steps back and is like, "Oh,
He's gonna brush right between Desdeer and Iolite, like just walk fucking straight through them without a word.
I guess he's gonna lead the way."
She looks at him like up and down while he goes by.
He looks. I mean, it's gonna kind of ruin that. It would have been funnier if we all looked a little crappy.
It's okay. I'll look like a little rat girl with you.
He like messes up his hair, messes up your hair. All right, we'll meet you. We'll meet you down there. Don't take too long. I mean, take your time, but all right, bye.
In here.
Oh, God, go. No. Run away.
Oh.
Will that work?
So as you head down to the dining area,
Real quick, Ayla is not dressed like a bum, but she's not dressed to the nines. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Desi would consider too nice for this perceived from the humorous dinner of his or not.
well, you definitely, as you go out to the dining area, it's very richly decorated in this area. Polished wooden floors. There's velvet drapes and blues and golds. There are chandeliers that are casting this like warm glow across the interior here. You can see that all of the dining tables have a small but ornately engraved golden goblet right in the center. And as you approach, you definitely see heads turn, but primarily it's because when Eldon comes in, the host, who is a gold-scaled dragonborn, looks and sees the Keeper's crest right away and says, "Oh, sir, will you be joining us for dinner? Right this way, right? Is this your party behind you?"
I don't know these motherfuckers.
There's a long pause, a solid 4, 5, 6 seconds before he nods.
"Well, come right this way. We have a table ready. Come."
We'll have 2 more.
Of course. Any additional?
No.
Leads you through. You could see a lot of heads turn as a keeper walks through the dining area and is seated with some randos.
Fucking losers.
Turn to Iolite and just go, "It seems the tables have turned when it comes to clout.
I suppose so.
This is a interesting and fun turn of events."
Yeah. He looks really good.
You see the gold dragonborn
For
like,
human.
pulls out your chair and like gestures for Eldon to sit, and then begins pulling out the chairs for the rest of you. Places I won't say menus, actually goblets down for everyone. There's really only like one meal that
Are they gilded?
they are.
This is the type of place where it's
They
like
better be.
they
Not
bring
gilded.
you each course,
knock
like
it
you don't
over.
get
Yes.
to order. It's
Yeah.
just like this
Yes,
is
whatever
the
the-
appetizer,
whatever
this is
the
the next
meal of the evening
appetizer,
is.
this is the first course, second course, this is the soup.
Yes.
I just want to point it out only because it's in my actual inventory. Kai does show up in his fine clothes because Desi didn't tell us not to. So
Iolite
he
is not having fun anymore.
No, neither is Kethra. Neither is
By the way.
Kethra. She's like, I have 2 whole outfits, and I am wearing the only one that's clean. So, like, this is what you get.
So you got 3. So Desi, Iolite, and
I
Kethra are kind of meh.
I will only point out, because he had brought up inventory, but technically you do still have that
A gown.
dress.
I have like a whole
Well, it's like we're already
wardrobe
down there now,
that I
so
could
it's
have
like
given her.
No, I know, but I
Oh, no,
was
that
like,
was just-
I was
that-
in
that
on the
was just-
whole like dressing like a bum thing.
That
so
was
I
just
like,
rubbing
it'll
in
be
the
funny.
face of like, oh, I know if I knew.
Oh, and
Didn't
Eldon
have
gave it to
upstairs.
her too.
Desi got scared away, so he didn't tell us that we're supposed to be bumming
Yeah.
it.
Isla's just casual.
Yeah,
But it's
still,
like-
still very.
Well, it's like casual, but Versace. It's like it's very fine linen. So it's like, oh, it's like you're just wearing like a t-shirt and pants. It's like, oh, but it's an expensive t-shirt and pants.
It's like the Versace tracksuit kind of vibe, or like the tracksuits. Like, yes.
It's like the people who
You could wear a bed sheet and make it look good.
Right.
That's the kind of person that Ayla is.
people
Iolite-
with money would know. They're like, oh.
Oh yeah, like she's one of us. Iolite is going to sit next to Eldon, but is like feeling very self-conscious now,
Okay.
and just keeps kind of like looking at him out of the corner of her eye, sort of, but not really, not saying anything.
Desi keeps trying to make eye contact, and like he looks at Iolite like they didn't really. Nobody played along, and we just look like bums. It was kind of funny.
It's not funny. Why? The joke fell flat.
Well, shit.
Kethra will lean to Desi and go, I think it's funny.
All right, cool.
I just
Because I don't
pictured
have
Desi
any other
going,
clothes.
look at all the forks.
Like, neither do I.
The golden dragonborn comes over and says, I am Valtir, and I will be taking care of you this evening. Our first meal of the night is we'll be starting off with a dragonfire bisque, velvety soup made from roasted crimson tomatoes, red bell peppers, and a hint of smoky fire spices. It's topped with a swirl of cream and served with a side of weave bread crisps. Thin.
That sounds so good.
That sounded so delicious.
I love that.
I imagined it
I want it.
so perfectly the way you described it.
Now I'm hungry again.
I know. Yeah. Like, that fucked me up. Like, now my hands are fucking sweaty.
That's only the first course.
I know.
So
That-
everyone, please
Dude, my hands got like...
enjoy
This is off
yourselves.
of the sweat.
I'll just nervously wipe them on my...
And we do have water, sparkling, or from the tap.
We'll take a bottle of the best wine you have. Red.
Well, we have a fire wine. It is a red wine, per your request, spiced, infused with cinnamon, cloves, and a little bit of dragon's pepper.
It sounds wonderful.
I'll bring 2 bottles,
2 bottles sounds good.
of course. Steps away. And as you receive your first course, Desi, he actually kind of keeps looking over at Eldon just to see, like, he's trying to gauge if it's him or if Eldon's just in a mood. So I'm gonna have you roll a.
Mad at me or just mad?
I don't know. Maybe just is he seasick? I mean,
Roll just a straight charisma check.
Oh, that's gonna be terrible. Oh, straight charisma?
Yeah.
That's my negative. Oh, that was a 19 minus 1.
Okay. So,
If-
yes.
do you want it lower? It's like
Do you want it?
Because you made me roll, but the thing is that now that I think about it, like, Eldon, he's not hiding that. Oh, actually, never mind. Yes, he kind of was, because I said he wasn't showing
Kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
I mean, it's more of like, yeah, he can tell
but
you're
not
not in a
I forget.
good mood, but
Yeah, I forget that. Like, I don't think Desi knows that Eldon doesn't like him straight up
yeah,
because
right.
of that. So
Yeah, he's trying
if
to.
he had
figure
known that
out.
Eldon didn't like him, then it would all make sense that he wouldn't be hiding them.
Yeah. So Desi keeps looking up. Eldon can see him, like, look up, and then he looks away. Keeps sipping his bisque when it comes.
Does Desi sip it really loud? Don't know why he's suddenly this like ratty bomb there.
No. And they bring the fire wine. They serve a verdant grove medley with dark greens, radishes, slivers of roasted golden beets, and a tangy citrus honey vinaigrette. And then the main course, as they bring it out, is a seared basilisk fillet with sapphire glaze.
Like a snake?
Who are you asking?
I don't know.
Baltier?
I think that was just me asking you out of above the table.
Well, if Iolite were to ask, the host would be like, "Oh no, this is basilisk. Very well, depending on who you are, of course. Challenging creature to take down. Turns you to stone if you look at it.
Oh.
Enjoy."
We're gonna eat that?
Guess
Honestly, it really tastes like chicken.
It's been seared to perfection with and glazed with a reduction made from sapphire berries and a hint of the local honey. Served alongside a moonlight risotto,
Oh, I don't like risotto.
which is
I'm leaving.
wild
It sounds so
country.
good. All of this sounds so good.
And a lemon zest.
Oh my god.
If we have any vegetarians, we have a vegetarian option of oven roasted squash with spiced quinoa blend, dried fruits, and toasted nuts.
What is a vegetarian?
One who does not eat meat.
That is a thing?
Yes?
Huh.
No judgment here at the Gilded Goblet.
What strange customs there are in the world.
It's usually more popular those who live in cities.
Yeah, I think my mom was one, Desi says.
I'm
She just
sorry.
loved animals. A lot. And as you eat your meal, Eldon
girl.
giving...
Notably, Eldon does not touch any of the alcohol. He only drinks the water.
Okay.
I
And
said notably.
you see, as you're all eating, every once in a while, somebody will get up, one of the lizard folk or, one of the citizens that are clearly from Iporia, and comes over to Eldon and just says, "Thank you for your service," and then walks by.
Eldon is always very gracious to those people, even though his attitude towards everybody right now really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
He still puts on the smile and the show and the
Ayla has things to say, but she's not going to.
You eat in silence.
Oh, no. She's talking to everyone else.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it's one of those when you go, no.
It's fucking with you.
She knows when. Okay, she doesn't always know when not to say something, but
she's learning.
She's definitely getting the vibe, and it's just like, you know what? I'm feeling good. I don't want whatever the fuck is up with him to fuck up my shit. So I'm drinking this dragon wine.
That sounds so good.
It's like eating this snake.
Yeah. Iolite is like very aware that he is upset, but is like too self-conscious to even ask. So she's just sort of like nervously sitting next to him the whole time.
Okay.
And what about you guys? Just flush-faced and very quiet?
We didn't actually do anything. I was just fucking with all y'all.
Kai is just right at
Using
home.
all the right
He-
forks.
Yeah, he is
And
in
all the right
an
spoons.
upscale environment. He is very familiar.
I thought you were going to say empty.
To make Desi a
You
little
didn't get
happy.
that.
Oh, no.
You didn't get it. Nope.
I
I,
take-
was fucking
I
with you
take a-
guys.
I take a
Those
spoon
moaning when me
and I
pretending it was
fling a little
happening, but you
risotto
guys
at him.
thinking again. But there was none of this going on yet. Sorry.
Oh, not yet.
But Kethra is very
Kai was
uncomfortable.
naked, that's because he was getting in the bath.
And I was like, let's fuck with him. Kethra was like,
So what'd you do with the
She's
risotto?
looking around like, what's
Because
going
Desi's
on?
upset that, like, he wanted everyone to think we were bums or something. So, like, just a little bit of risotto, I just like playfully like flick it at him so like it hits him in the shoulder.
Okay. He picks up a chunk with his hand, throws it at you. He laughs. He's like, throws it.
Do I dodge it?
Dexterity saving throw.
And it pings some old lady behind you.
The golden dragonborn.
Here's my dirty 20.
Okay, yes.
Does
you,
it hit Eldon?
well, I thought.
Not.
I don't know how you're
You're
sitting,
on one
so-
side of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the
Are
other?
we at a circular table, presumably?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was
So
just
we'll go
thinking,
past.
It
And
just would have been too perfect.
slaps on the floor next to somebody else's table, and people like look over. and he's
Frederick
just like,
5.
Ayla is like shooting him daggers, like genuinely mad that he did that.
He looks at Ayla and like, points at Ayla.
Ayla's-
Eldon's actually gonna from the table and grab one of the napkins and actually pick it
Go
up.
clean it up. As doing that, Viltar comes over and is like, no, please sit. We can take care of that. Harriet 4, please come.
How are they droids now?
Martin 7
7?
They're clones.
has got that. It's fine.
When you have 12 children 5 times a year, this is the naming
They
convention.
do come in clutches.